Show in Mercedes, Texas. You're watching Bucking Bull TV's satellite coverage of PRCA Extreme Bulls Division 2. Today's broadcast is being presented by Red Roof Inn, Advanced Auto Parts, Bucking Bull Pro, Rodney Parrish's Boudreaux, USA Today, Sycamore Springs Ranch, and Samstown Hotel and Gambling Hall. Good evening, Bucking Bull fans. Jeff Bressler along with Jerry Hargis, and we're at the 75th anniversary of the Rio Grande Valley Livestock Show. We're in Mercedes, Texas for a PRCA Extreme Bulls, and big arena here, Jerry, and it is really filling up. I understand every year when they kick things off with bull riding, they get a full house here in Mercedes. And you know, this is PRCA Extreme Bulls Division 2. And let me explain to you why I like these type of associations that have like the Division 2s, like the CBR Horizon Tour or PRCA, the Touring Pro Tour. That's because you get all different types of riders. You get riders on top of their game. You get young kids looking to work their way up through the system. You also get a lot of bull riders that are seasoned veterans that are at a crossroads. This year might be their determining year whether they stay in the business or not. On the top end of things tonight, Jerry, we're going to see riders here because I think a lot of it has to do with Rodeo Houston. We're going to see Cody Teal here. We're going to see Aaron Pass here. We're going to see Cody Campbell, Josh Koshel, Scotty Knapp, a who's who of top bull riders across the United States.
Yeah, I tell you what, Jeff, this is a great venue, and we got a really good pen of bulls. Yeah, I was looking down through the list, and bulls that pump out to me. American Gangster, a great classic bull last year. You know, this bull's a brother to I'm a Gangster. You PBR fans out there remember this bull, that really great short round bull. And this bull, it looked for him to be exceptional. He drew Bo Hill tonight, so I look for that to be a key matchup. There's another young bull in here called Half Nuts, who's out of Buckeye, which is a PRCA Bucking Bull of the Year. And that bull's got great stats so far. He's been bucking great, just from top to bottom, though, a good pen of bulls.
Yeah, absolutely, and we're delighted to bring you our first bull riding event of 2014. And again, you know, this is one of those rodeo venues, Jerry, where you just, 75th year, obviously, the event has a lot of tradition. But when you pull in the gate of the Rio Grande Valley Livestock Show, it's like sometimes when you go to other arenas, you just get that sense of history, that history of rodeo and bull riding and the cowboy culture.
Yeah, I tell you what, it's a great overall event. You got the fair going on in the background. It's a big, nice building here. They pack it out. It's going to get loud and it's going to get rowdy.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're just moments away. We'll be giving you the opening ceremony, then we'll come back to start the show. Bull riders today, Jerry, have to prove themselves right off the bat because there is no short go round.
That's right. They've got one shot, so it's one and done. You got to make your chance and get it while you can.
And how do you tout some of the cowboys that are here tonight?
I tell you what, like I say, Bo Hill's got a great bull, an American Gangster. You know, Scotty Knapp is here. For some reason, I just feel like he's going to have a good night. You know, like I say, you got Cody Teal, you got a lot of great guys, but you also got a lot of unknowns here that don't have very many stats. So, you know, one of these, I think one of these young guys is going to step up and have a good night too.
Yeah, absolutely. You talk about guys like Scotty Knapp, who both of us know. You know, a lot of people that watching Bucking Bull TV that might not be familiar with a lot of the PRCA riders. Scotty Knapp, to me, is a definitive type of PRCA rider. He will ride everywhere during the season and ride anything. Just missed out on the National Finals Rodeo this past year, but did compete in the exclusive genetic $1 Million Bull and Rider tournament.
Yeah, I tell you what, no matter where you're at, this guy's liable to pop up, and he's going to try hard every single time.
Another cowboy who's got real grit that I really like is Aaron Pass, who a little earlier in the season led in CBR points. Aaron Pass might not be a familiar name to a lot of Bucking Bull fans, but this is another guy, PBR Touring Pro, PRCA Rodeo, PRCA Extreme Bulls, CBR Horizon. There's a bull riding. He's got room in the schedule. He's there.
Yeah, I tell you what, this kid shows up everywhere, and he's another one that got a lot of try. He's got a lot of heart, and he goes to these Bucking Bull competitions too. I mean, he gets on the rankest bulls they've got going every weekend.
Now, a lot of people look at an NFR champion like a Cody Teal and figure, well, maybe this guy competes in the higher end of the PRCA, tries to collect his points for the National Finals Rodeo. But I think tonight here in a PRCA Extreme Bull Division II is a definitive example of what cowboys do during the week. And, you know, a guy like Cody Teal could settle for a rodeo Houston, but he's about 4 or 5 hours away from Houston, but he's still down here.
Yeah, I tell you what, you know, these rodeo guys, they beat the pavement and they make a lot of miles every year. You know, they guys like Cody Teal, they're going to make the finals, but they're going to make 1,000,000 miles in between there.
You know, we also have cowboys like Josh Koschel, who was a regular in the PBR, but finds it probably a lot more comfortable to pick his own spots and ride in the PRCA, and that's proved to be very successful for Josh.
Yeah, I tell you what, Josh had a lot of good years on the PBR, and he's been around a long time. He's been on a lot of bulls, and like I say, you mentioned there, he found a good spot in the PRCA, and he's been doing good the last couple of years.
Same thing could be said with Cody Campbell.
That's right. You know, Cody's a really talented bull rider. You know, he's been plagued with some injuries throughout, and but he's coming to PRCA rodeos, and he's making hand.
Talk about fan favorites that you might not have seen for a while, and I ran into him over in the back pens. That's Rocky McDonald out of Mexico, another guy who was a regular on the PBR, but just over the last few years really trying to find his spot, another guy that makes the rounds but is still very, very active.
Yeah, I tell you what, Rocky's been around forever, and he's getting some age on him now, and in this sport, age is not your friend. But Rocky's a great guy. He's kind of a wild guy, but no matter what, he's going to try his heart out every time.
This is the first event this week of a two doubleheader. We're here tonight in Mercedes, Texas. Saturday, a totally different type of competition. Not going to see the full stands like we have here. We're going up to Decatur, Texas for Texas Buck and Bull Association action. That starts at 12:30. That's a futurity and derby. And Jerry Hargis, you're going to be doing double duty there.
Yeah, I'm going to take a few bulls myself, Jeff, to kind of see if they can prove themselves. But, you know, the bulls that we're going to see here tonight are going to be 4 years old and over most of the time. And the TBBA, we're going to see 2- and 3-year-old bulls. And, you know, the futurity competition for 2-year-olds and the derby for 3-year-olds, it's a proving ground for these bulls. And once they make it up through the ranks, then they can show up at these PRCA Extreme Bull Tours and see what they've got.
Now, you're talking about some of the bulls you specifically like. What do you think about the depth of the stock contractors that are here today? 5 or 6 stock contractors provide today's pen of bulls.
That's right. They brought several contractors to fill out. We got quite a few riders here, 3 sections of bull riders. So these guys each brought, you know, 20 or so bulls apiece. So and like I say, I was looking down through the list, and they each brought some good ones. They brought some bulls that are they should ride, but they also brought some good pen of bulls.
All right, so we're drawing closer to opening ceremonies. Cowboys getting up and gathering behind the chutes. A lot of guys you might be seeing for the first time. A cowboy that both Jerry Hargis and myself like is Ricky Aguiar up from Stephenville, up in Stephenville, Texas. Goes to Tarleton University up there. But there's a guy that will ride also anytime, any place, anywhere, and give it everything he's got.
Yeah, I tell you what, like I say, this kid's in college, and I guarantee you this morning at 8 o'clock, he's probably had a college class in Stephenville and hit the pavement and came down here, got on bull, and probably tomorrow morning had to be back in class. So he's a tough kid, tries hard, and he's going to make the miles. Now,
the one thing, Jerry, is, you know, certain things perturb me. I did not have a chance to get a corn dog. I did not have a chance to get funnel cake because we were supposed to start exactly at 7:30, so
yeah, I tell you what,
do you think I could run off and?
I bet you can. We can maybe have Kara. She ran and grabbed me a fajita taco a while ago, but yeah, we got bulls in the chute. You know, we're ready to rock and roll. The production here crew is a little slow, but we'll bring you the action as soon as we can.
Now, PRCA rodeos and livestock shows like the Rio Grande Valley Livestock Show, right up to the big events like San Antonio Rodeo, Rodeo Houston. I don't know if a lot of fans realize, but all these events are run by rodeo committees. They're run by nonprofit volunteers who really, the day that the Rio Grande Valley Livestock Show and Rodeo ends, they're going to start looking to next year. And we've just received great hospitality here. And I just want everybody to understand, you don't have professional crews coming in to do these rodeos. They're all voluntary efforts.
Yeah, I tell you what, you know, places like Mercedes, Texas, where they put on such a great event. You know, you've got people that volunteer that put in countless hours, and they're just good people. You know, anything you need, they've helped us out, and you know, we got a hospitality tent back here. Just a good people down here to take care of you.
Yeah, absolutely. And the weather here in Mercedes, Texas is really just a beautiful mild night, probably I'd say mid-60s, a little gentle breeze blowing, covered arena here. Just a great place to watch bull riding. And in our press box here, we're right down close to the chute, so we have a great view, and it should be a great show and be coming your way in just a couple of minutes. We were up in Sycamore Springs this past weekend, and it was low 30s and brutal.
Yeah, it was really cold. You know, when we first showed up a while ago, that wind was blowing pretty hard, and I thought we might have another rough night, but it's beautiful here, and it's nice to have this great weather. And they say there's a great crowd here. They say they get loud and they get wild, and they love their bull riding.
Now, when we were in Sycamore Springs this past weekend, we were there for the Exclusive Genetics Champions Tour 2 to determine who would go to the Champions Tour finale taking place in Las Vegas, Nevada at the Link on April 4th and 5th. We also determined the 5 bulls that are going to go to the National Buck and Bull Championship, and Jerry Hargis will also be in Las Vegas covering that event in April, as well as going to see Jerome Davis in Archdale, North Carolina for the big show that he has every spring, and then we're going to be doing some zebra bull riding action in Pennsylvania. So a lot of events coming your way. Had a few events here in March, have 3 big ones in April, and we look forward to broadcasting all of those live.
Yeah, that's right, Jeff. You know, like we've said, we're going to try to bring you every different kind of association, and we've only done the competition for the bulls so far, and to step up where you see the riders here, it's really exciting. And so hopefully the Buck and Bull fans will get to see pretty much anything you're interested in. You can see a part of it right here on Buck and Bull TV.
So once again, getting ready. Cowboys are ready. Bulls starting to load into the chutes. A lot of people still coming into the arena, so maybe they're just waiting a couple extra minutes to let everybody get settled. There's a number of sections of reserve seats. They are not yet filled, but every general admission seat on both sides of the arena just packed with Buck and Bull fans. And Mercedes, Texas, located down south near the Mexican border in the sort of the southeastern part of Texas, and nice weather should be expected here as we look at the sun setting and palm trees in the background, so nice setting.
Yeah, it is, Jeff. And you know what I want to talk about real quick? There's one bull on the list I forgot all about, a bull called Wipeout of Danny Reagan Bucking Bulls.
Yeah, that's enough.
You know, this bull is the one that J.B. Mooney rode at the PBR Finals, I think, for 92.5 or 93 points to basically clinch his world championship. That bull's out here tonight, so he's going to be one of the top bulls. We're going to see if they can handle that bull. He's pretty ranked to ride.
Now, Danny Reagan is a former ABBI stock contractor of the year. And again, you know, we talk about cowboys that go from PBR to CBR to PRCA. We're also looking at stock contractors here that work the PBR, but also put pens and bulls together for rodeos.
That's right. You know, like I say, Danny would take bulls anywhere and everywhere. He took bulls to CBRs a lot of years, and he's going to a lot of PBR events. He's now got a pro card with United as his pro card, what he calls it, and you know, he keeps a big pen of bulls and a lot of bulls going, and he's got bulls of all caliber. You know, he got good rodeo bulls come here, and then he's got the bulls like Wipeout. They're going to be at the PBR Finals and going to be in the rank pen.
Jerry Hargis, you're the bull guy. We're looking at PRCA Extreme Bulls Division 2. How do stock contractors put together their pen of bulls based on the type of event it is? We're looking at, you know, the PRCA Extreme Bulls is the premier division of the extreme part of the PRCA, and obviously PRCA holds a number of major rodeos every year. How are pens decided?
Well, you know, this pen right here, it's fairly even. You know, there's going to be a lot of what I call 20.5 to 21.5 point bulls. That means when you ride them, you're going to be anywhere from 80 to the mid to high 80s on most of these bulls. There's a few bulls in here that you can be 90 on, but probably average-wise, if you ride a bull here tonight, you're probably going to be around 85. You know, these are bulls that aren't what you'd call just extremely ranked, but they're good to ride. And these guys, you know you're going to get a Cody Tilt type guy, but then you're also going to have a guy that's, you know, hasn't been on near as many, hadn't been going near as many years. So they're going to have a lot of bulls out tonight that you're going to see that they should definitely ride. They probably won't ride all of them that they're supposed to, but I guarantee you there's going to be some nice rider bulls.
So let's look at a guy like Cody Teal, Jerry. Cody Teal, you know, has an explosive ride percentage of, I think in 2014, it's right around 70%. We're one song away from opening. So what I'm asking you about Cody Teal is you're looking at an extreme of a 70% rider percentage. For those fans that really want to learn the most that they can about bull riding, what would you consider to be an average percentage of a good bull rider?
I'd say average it's a lot like baseball. You know, these guys that are batting 300, you know, that seems to be probably pretty close to average, and these guys are about the same. You look down through the list, and a lot of them are going to be right around that 30% range. You know, they're going to ride about 1 out of every 3 or so bulls, and that's for this event here. You're going to have your Cody Teal, the guys that's going to be way up there, but I'd say for the majority, that's as far as the rodeo trail and PRCA, that's probably pretty close to average, around that 30% range.
And now we talk about guys competing in a lot of different associations. I think one of the most valued documents you can put in your wallet as a bull rider is a PRCA card. What does that exactly mean when you're talking about cards, whether it's a stock contractor or rider?
Well, I tell you, in any association, these bull riders, you know, you buy a permit, and that just allows you to show up, and you've got to win a certain amount of money to keep going and get your card. So, you know, these guys like Cody, they're gonna, you know, win that money pretty early on in their career. And a lot of these young guys that may not be a bull rider full time, you know, they might have to buy the permit a couple years in a row there, but it's all about how much money you win.
So getting ready to get started here, and Jerry Hargis, a lot of these cowboys start off at a very young age, go through high school, college, rodeo. What's the average time you think somebody gets on a bull for the first time?
Well, no, you know, it depends. You know, a lot of guys, they might be 18 years old before they see their buddies or somebody or go to a rodeo and decide they want to get on, but most of the guys that are really true bull riders, and they start at a really young age, because the guys that really ride good, a majority of them, they probably come from a rodeo family. You know, their dads ride bulls. Like Cody Teal, you know, his dad was a great bull rider back in the day, and I'm sure he grew up riding horses and everything he could from the time he could walk. And so most of these kids, they grew up, you know, they might ride calves and steers in junior rodeos, and so it's just progression. And same with the bulls, you know, they might compete in these futurities and come up through the ranks just like these bull riders do.
So just about 1 minute away from the opening ceremonies here, then we're going to get right to bull riding. Like we said, riders doing their pre-event exercises up behind the chutes, getting ready to go. Bulls once again in the chutes on both the left and right hand delivery side. So as soon as this current song ends, we're going to get started, and we're just about ready now to begin the 75th annual Rio Grande Valley Livestock Show and Rodeo PRCA Extreme Bulls 2.
Yeah, they told us, Jeff, once they get started, we're pretty much going to be rock and roll and try to get through these bulls. We got, like I say, we got a lot of bulls, probably got 50 or 60 head of bulls tonight, and they said they're going to get through as fast as they can and buck some bulls.
There you're seeing up in the press box, and the 6 bucking chutes here in Mercedes, Texas. They did a lot of work on this arena over the past year, laying some new concrete slabs, doing some reinforcement work, and it's a real nice arena. And once again, now when we started talking, one of the reserve sections was empty. Now it's filled to the brim. So
they're coming in pretty fast here now.
Crowd starting to get into the action here. Bull riding here sponsored by Cavender's tonight. 50 bull riders.
You got some good bullfighters too here. You got some of the CBR guys that really make a hand. So, you know, that's a really important aspect that we hadn't talked about yet. Is these guys fall off in the wrong spot. They need a good bullfighter there to save them and get them out of a jam.
So we're taking a look at 5 featured bull riders here tonight in Mercedes, and we'll announce them as they come out.
A bull rider that's 25 years old, out of Cheyenne, Wyoming. He's a big guy for a bull rider. He's about 6 foot. He went out of Central Wyoming College in Casper. He's a four-time qualifier for international finals. Ladies and gentlemen, Seth Gloss.
Seth Gloss being announced to the crowd.
Seth has got a bull tonight called Wide Glide. He's one of these young bulls. You know, I talked to Danny Reagan. He's got some bulls here, and he said a lot of his bulls are these 3- and 4-year-old bulls, mostly 4-year-olds, but he said it's time to figure out if they're going to buck or get off the feed bill.
Clayton Foltine, Texas's own, coming out in the arena from Winnie, Texas, and Clayton, a seasoned veteran that's won just about everywhere he's competed.
He has. Clayton's guy's been around for a long time and still knocking the road down, making it in hand.
$134,000 last year. He won round 3 in the finals with 90 points.
Waiting on the next bull rider to be announced.
Here in Mercedes, Texas, Somerville, Oregon, Cody Campbell.
Cody Campbell now coming on out, former champion here in Mercedes, Texas. Great PBR bull rider, now concentrating on PRCA bulls.
Well, I don't know if you saw the video, but here not too long ago at a PRCA rodeo, Cody Till got a spur hung his bull rope, and he drug as long as I've seen a guy dragging a long time. In fact, I think they let him out the out gate, and he went back there and looked real bad. Luckily, he wasn't hurt as bad as he looked.
2012 World Champion National Finals Rodeo bull rider Cody Till now coming out into the arena. Cody Till, probably pound for pound the greatest bull rider in the world today. There you see Cody, as Jerry mentioned, and father Robbie Till, also very close to Billy Janes from Exclusive Genetics, been out at the ranch there to judge bull riding a number of times and futurity bull action.
One bull rider in the world out of Strong City, Oklahoma.
Sage Kinsey now to the arena, and this man is hot, whether it's PRCA, CBR, #1 bull rider in the world today.
Yeah, this kid is riding on fire. I think he's done really good at CBRs lately and PRCA rodeos. I mean, this kid's riding, he's hot, and he's going with it.
So those are 5 bull riders that we'll all be watching here tonight in the arena. Now interviewing the rodeo, introducing the rodeo queens. A lot of parents in the audience here because the rodeo queen's getting more applause than Cody Till even, as you can hear.
Cody Till's got a nice bull tonight that they call Dougie. He's marked 21.7 on Pro Bull Stats, and if you're figuring what they're going to ride at 21.7, you're going to be pretty close to an 86, 87 point bull ride.
The United States of America. I'd like you to stand at this point.
We're going to stand now and bring you the opening ceremonies as well as the national anthem.
In a nation under God. The All-American calendar changes it on television so many times in the fourth year. You know, ladies and gentlemen, tonight, a lot of places have taken prayer out of the rodeo. And I hope and pray we never do it here in Mercedes, Texas. Because this is a nation under God and we need faith. And join me right now for word of prayer. Our most gracious and heavenly Father, tonight we pray for world peace and a better future for our kids. Safety for our cowboys. Touch, Lord. Lord, it's nice to look out across the audience and those that still believe in Jesus Christ. It's a good feeling. We hold hands. We pray for our military and our fighting forces in this country, and do pray for world peace. You know, Lord, we take a look at the kids out there, the future generations, the next generations that will lead this country. I think we're pretty good hands. But every now and then, when we breathe the air here in Texas, we get up every morning to go to work, pull our boots on, try to live a better life. We ask for things for the air that we breathe and the life that we live. And in Jesus Christ's name we pray. Amen. You're in for a real treat tonight with the singing of our Star Spangled Banner. Here is the voice of Sandy Thomas. Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem.
Oh, sweet, can you see my
All right, Jerry Hargis, let's buck some bulls. Jeff Wrestler along with Jerry Hargis. If you're just joining us with the Rio Grande Valley Livestock Show and Rodeo from Mercedes, Texas, PRCA Extreme Bulls Division 2 as we get ready to go.
Well, I'll tell you what, Jeff, I'm a fan of bull riding. I'm a fan of rodeo. When you hear that Star Spangled Banner, and she had a lovely voice, but you know, when you hear that sing, it's time to rodeo, and I just love this atmosphere and this big crowd, and a lot of fun here tonight.
So we're getting ready to go out of the left-hand delivery. Corey Atwell is going to be the first bull rider. Moravian Falls, North Carolina. Party All the Time is the bull. Atwell in 2014, 32% rider percentage. This guy you've seen all around, CBR, PBR, PRCA.
Tell you what, he's drawing a really good bull. Party All the Time, if you're an ABBI follower, this is a bull that won a lot of money in the classics from Rockin' T Ranch. He's out of a bull called Party Time that himself won some money in the competition events. And this bull's been some big events and shown that he can do good. If they ride this bull, they're going to be in the higher 80s.
So Corey Atwell getting things started here in Mercedes, Texas. Full house, filled grandstands.
Party All the Time at one time was ridden for 90 points is the highest they've marked on this bull, and they've also ridden him twice for 89 3/4. So
I think we're changing riders here. This looks like it's Wyatt Meacham out of Heber City, Utah, and Turn Signal. I think that's who we're up to now. We'll see in 1 second.
This is a good, solid bull also. You know, if they ride him, they should be right there in that mid-80s. The bull hadn't been to many events, but they marked this bull 46 points at Topeka, Kansas not too long ago, so this bull has it in him to be really good.
So Wyatt Meacham going first, a little out of the order from the day sheet we were presented. Meacham looking for his first lifetime cover on a bull. See if he can do it here tonight.
Nice little bull right around the left, you know, just jumps, kicks, turns, spin, and you know, that kid really didn't even start that bull. He made one move to the left, and he got rocked over there and didn't even really make a chance.
See the replay? He was out of sorts from the minute the chute opened. He just wasn't balanced, centered on the bull, Jerry.
Yeah, I tell you what, if you're going to pay your inch fish show up, you need to try pretty hard, you know, and that bull didn't have to do much. He kind of put his blinker on. He knew which way he was going, and that guy being away from his hand, he should have moved over there, and he sure didn't, and let him bucket him off pretty quick.
Let's go to another.
So that was Wyatt Meacham to get things started.
Rodeo was here as well. A primary stock contractor.
Waiting on the next bull here since we're a little out of order from the day sheet. Waiting for the house system to let us know which bull's up in a chute and which rider.
Got Doug Vogel flanking these bulls right here for Silver Creek Pro Rodeo. He brought a good set of bulls right here.
Tanner Bothwell up next out of Rapid City, South Dakota. Silver Creek Pro Rodeo bull.
Nice little bull ride started. I think he's going to make eight. Good little bull right there on the left. And he's putting the spurs to him right there.
Yeah.
Real nice little ride. Well, I tell you what, that's a good, solid rodeo bull right there. You know, gets out there, gets right into a nice little spin, and he sticks right with it and throws a little money chops to him, getting a little extra points. You know, that's going to be that. Right, we was talking about that mid to higher 80s there. Nice little bull ride to get things started right here.
84 points, the score for Tanner Bothwell. Good bull, good rider there.
Yeah, definitely right there, that bull rider. He's been a nice little bull everywhere they've hauled him, kind of right there. You know, Shane Proctor rode that bull for 88 points, but most of the other time that bull's kind of mid-80s bull, just really nice, solid rodeo bull. The kind you like to draw when you show up to an event like Mercedes, Texas.
Brennan Middleton coming up next out of Greenwell Springs, Louisiana. Warrior the bull, Silver Creek Pro Rodeo once again, the stock contractor for this bull.
Here's a bull right here, Jeff, that they rode for 89 points at Topeka, Kansas Pro Rodeo. So, you know, here's another one that if you ride right and make it a good ride and throw some spurs to him, then you can be in the high 80s on this bull.
Brennan Middleton competing in 4 events so far this season, looking to cover his first bull, going out of the right-hand delivery. Brennan Middleton coming up next. Bull out was 91 points in Las Vegas.
Is this snappy little bull right around the right? You know, he's going to stick with him too right there. Go ahead.
Oh, man.
Let's go the judge's clock on that. He was right at that whistle, but he was making a ride and just.
Man, he was so locked in at the start of that ride, Jerry. It looked like that was just a given.
Yeah, I tell you what, it looked like he's trying to loosen up and maybe spurring a little bit. And as the ride goes, he keeps getting. It's a long, tall cowboy. It's kind of hard to make all the moves to keep in the right spot. And he's kind of throwing that arm up there, trying to stay in it. And that bull just never slows up. And right there at the whistle, sure enough, got him strung out a little bit and got him.
So Brennan Middleton, great ride there, but just missing out on covering his bull. Detroit Lakes, Minnesota cowboy, Brett Stahl coming up next. He's on a bull named Sandy Bob.
Here's a bull I've heard a lot about and seen a lot of video on. Should be a good, nice little bull. And here's another one that they can, you know, if you ride him and be high up there, nice little bull right there on the right. He's sure enough not going to make it on them. Just got himself strung out, let himself get too far to the outside of the spin. That bull got him a nice, solid bull right there.
Good bull there. Brett Stahl, journeyman cowboy, probably in his 7th, 8th year riding in PRCA events, not covering his bull tonight. So far, once again, it's Tanner Bothwell, that nice ride, 84 points in the lead. Next bull up is Razor Blade, being ridden by Tate Smith out of Litchville, North Dakota.
Hey, this bull I saw a lot as a 4-year-old in the classics when we were talking about the bull competitions, and this bull made the finals in Las Vegas in the PBR. Good, solid bull. I've seen him go a lot of times. If they ride this bull, you know, I've noticed here lately they've been giving this, they've given several re-rides on this bull for fouling coming out of the gate. So I think one of the top things this bull rider is going to look at is trying to get this bull looking right, get clean out of the chute so he can get a good shot at a high score.
So Tate Smith, the next rider up here.
I'll tell you one thing, as a guy flanking these bulls, it's so frustrating when these bulls come out. You know, you do everything you can to try to get them out right, and you don't want them to hurt themselves, the bull, either one. So hopefully this bull will come out clean and give this guy a good shot.
Still working on pulling that rope, so we're a couple of seconds away from this ride.
Another bull that Brad Vogel's flanking comes from the Rockin' T Ranch up there in Oklahoma. He hauls quite a few of these classic bulls, and then once it's time to go to the rodeo, he's going to send them to a good guy like Brad and get some outs on him, hopefully get him to the finals.
Riding this PRCA Extreme Bull Division 2 and 3 divisions tonight, so we're in the first section right now.
Giving him just a little bit in the trouble in shooting. You can see it kind of getting a neck rope, maybe looks like on him, and kind of like what he's leading back to him. As the bull rider, I'm sure he knows that he wants to get this bull just right coming out of there, and maybe part of the problem they're having a few re-rides because he's leaning on that guy. You know, you see the bullfighters trying to push him over there. Definitely want to get him right because this bull's going to come with it.
Getting ready to pull the gate here. Tate Smith once again going up on Razor Blade.
You know, Sage Kimsey that we introduced earlier was 91 points on this bull earlier. The bull's kind of squatting in there a little bit. You know, I think they're going to try to roll and go to another bull rider real quick here.
Yeah, moving down to the next chute. So I would assume in that next chute is Cy Jones. We'll double check on that. Weatherford, Texas, on a bull named Rising Sun.
I'll tell you what, these fans are excited. It's getting loud in here. They come to watch some bull riding. They're enjoying it.
We're looking here because, like we said,
didn't last long there. That bull took 2 long jumps out there in the round of the left. Real nice little bull there, had some kick, and Didn't take much to get that guy off there, so he kind of turned back away from his hand. That's really a hard move to ride, especially when those bulls get you strung out a little bit. You know, you need to be in the right position when they come back around the left there, especially away from your hand, and he just wasn't in the right place, and sure enough didn't last long.
So if I'm not mistaken, that was Cy Jones, as we're going to go back to the left-hand deliveries right now. And I think the first rider out is going to be Cameron Sasko out of Johnson City, Texas, on a bull named Panhead.
That has only been written 5 times, and the high mark scoring was a 90, so he'll work. Now we're here.
This bull right here named Rising Sun, he was at Duncan, Oklahoma Pro Rodeo. They rode him for 91 points. 90 points, I'm sorry. So this is, there's a lot of these bulls in here that most of the time they're about a 21-point mark, so they're right in that mid-80s. But every once in a while, if a guy gets out there and they have a good trip and they throw those spurs to them, these guys can be 90 points on these bulls. Right there in the gate, the guy get his bout out over his head. That bull didn't have a lot of kick to help him, and he's a little bit too far out there on top of that bull, and kind of didn't give himself anywhere to go. And sure enough, couldn't make it back up. Them bulls that don't have much kick, and the guy's thinking he might have some kick, he got himself bowed out, and that bull sure enough didn't help him out any.
All right, this bull now coming up is Panhead, Jerry. Cameron Sasko out of Johnson City, Texas.
This bull right here was at Huron, South Dakota at that CBR event. They rode him for 89.5. Seems to be a really nice bull. I was talking to some of these guys in the back. Kind of want to draw if you want to win one.
Pulling that bull rope for Cameron Sasko. Once again, only one covered bull so far. Tanner Bothwell in the lead with 84 points. As we move through the first section of bull riding, Cody Teal you'll see in this section, as well as Caleb Sanderson, Bo Hill.
Nice little bull right there left. That guy got jerked down his head a little bit. Nice little snappy bull. Kind of wants to play rodeo, wants to hook a little bit.
Man, that bull hit a home run on Cameron Sasko there.
I tell you what, he's lucky he didn't get it any worse than that. He has got that helmet on, and bullfighters make a good save. Step right in there, get that bull's attention, because he was sure enough wide up on top of his head. He didn't have nowhere to go, didn't know where the bull was. That bull could have smoked him pretty good, but bullfighter's doing a great job so far.
Coming up next, Coons, Texas, Cody Teal, NFR world champion on a bull named Dougie.
This little bull named Dougie, they had this bull at Los Fresnos. Corey Meyer was 90 points on him at a CBR event, so I look for Cody to step out here and make a good ride on this bull and hopefully get started, maybe be the first 90-point ride of the night.
Cody Teal winning a CBR event in Lufkin a few weeks back. But a big CBR show there. Cody Teal also competing up at Rodeo Houston. So doing double duty in South Texas this week. Cody Teal, whoa!
Big jump there. I tell you what, that little bull brought it tonight. They don't kick much harder than that, and Cody sure enough let it get him strung out and jerked him right down over his head. It could have been a bad little wreck there.
Yeah, take us right through this one. I
tell you what, I mean, that was, wow, where'd that come from? I mean, that didn't look like Cody's ready for that little bull. Got a little bitty bull, but I tell you what, he wants to buck right there.
And the most surprised guy in the arena, Cody Teal, is he's just shaking his head.
I tell you what, that last ride lasted all about 2 seconds. Got him upside down around and almost stepped on him. I tell you what, Cody's a long, tall guy. He's got a lot of surface area to step on when they do, but I was really impressed with that nice little bull.
Canadian finalist bull rider coming up now from Meeting Creek, Alberta, Canada, Garrett Green on a bull Jerry named Night Fighter.
Here's one of these young bulls that we don't know anything about. They talking about, just trying to get these young bulls to some of these events. They're good bulls, but they still got to prove themselves, so we're not going to know much about him, but these bulls get on the rodeo truck all summer long, and sure enough, after it's over, they'll know what they got.
So waiting here on the Canadian rider, Garrett Green. Once again, Canadian world finalist.
Getting his wrap here ready. These bulls look like these riders, you know, they've got to make the cut just like the riders do. If they don't perform, they're going to have to stay at home.
Coming up after Garrett Green, we're going to have 3 real seasoned veterans coming up, one right after the other. Be talking about them in just a couple of minutes.
A little trouble here. Got to re-pull on the chute, try to get everything readjusted. Get him just like he wants so he can come out of there clean.
Bullfighters doing a rope pull in there. They do it all. Do it all. Everything from pulling ropes to protecting the cowboys to straightening bulls out in the chute. They do it all.
He's got the GoPro on his hat too, so get a little up close action. Got a little nasty little hop and skip. Bull kind of wanted to cut a trail right there, and looked like he grabbed his tail earlier than me, but yeah, it's a nice little young bull like we was talking about, and kind of hopping and skipping, kind of nasty across there, and just didn't want to turn back tonight. And he might be one that gets cut from the rodeo trail.
Little bareback ride in there in addition to bull riding is, like you said, Bull never really got himself in his spin a little rank, but all over the arena. Second qualified ride of the evening.
I'll tell you, it'll be interesting to see if he's going to take his re-ride, because with only one qualified ride so far, you got to think that if you just cover one, you might get a check. You know, it's not everybody's mentality, but especially here, you know, if you had a short go and you got a qualified ride, you know, hey, I can come back in the short, make a good ride. But, you know, here you need to make it all count on that one ride, so I'm sure he'll take his re-ride.
Yeah, just to expound on what Jerry's saying, that bull, as you saw, was all over the arena, never really got in a spin. Rider got re-ride option. The bull scored a 57, so he could keep that 57. Hope he collects a check. Caleb Sanderson now out at Stephenville, Texas, by way of Kissimmee, Florida.
Right here, nice little bull, kind of flattening out here. Caleb, sure enough, going to make the whistle. Got a third qualified ride. Caleb's a big, tall guy. That's kind of a stocky little bull right there. Starts out good, kind of weakens, and Caleb had no problem. Looked like a practice bull for him.
4-time PBR world finalist Caleb Sanderson at Stephenville, Texas, originally from Kissimmee, Florida, second qualified ride. Disappointing score there is 75 points. I don't know. What do you think about that score, Jerry, compared to Tanner Bothwell getting an 84 and that other bull, the only 2 qualified rides so far this evening?
I'll tell you what, you know, Tanner sure enough made a nice ride earlier, but it seems like there's a lot of point difference in between first and second so far. But you know, that's kind of how it goes. You know, sometimes you draw good, sometimes you don't. And Caleb did his job, did all he can. All he can do is put his gear back in the truck and go to another one and try to win some money.
Another big seasoned veteran coming up now out of West Glacier, Montana. Whoop, we're going down to Rocky McDonald. Bull rider change. Nope, that's not right either. We're trying to follow our day sheets as well as follow the announcers here in the arena in Mercedes, Texas. Bo Hill was scheduled to be up next out of West Glacier, Montana, on that bull Jerry was touting earlier, American Gangster. This should be a great matchup. Hill, 2-time NFR finalist, 4-time PBR world champion finalist.
I tell you, Bo's one of these guys that just gets in where he fits in. You know, rides to wherever he can make a check. And like I say, I look for this to be a really good bull. This bull's going to go out here, get in a nice little spin. Really exciting bull. You know, like I say, this bull is a 4-year-old. These bulls can compete, and just like the bull riders do, he won a lot of money and for the Rock and T Ranch, and really nice, solid little bull. One of those bulls that you got on your truck, you're gonna love to haul him up and down the road. Bo Hill's a seasoned guy. I've seen this bull go a lot, I know, and he knows what this bull's gonna do, and I bet he's got a good game plan for him. Another one of those tall guys, Bo, shoot you 6'2" or 3.
You stand him back to back with Caleb Sanderson. Is Bo Hill.
Right there, they're out. That bull's trying, he's trying. Nice little ride. That bull keeps getting after it, rearing and dropping.
I think he just made the whistle, Jerry.
It looks so wild to go to the judges, but he was trying, the bull's trying. That's a really good bull ride right there. If they did call him, he's going to be close to that leaderboard.
Now, American 79 points was not a great night for American Gangster. That's the lowest score American Gangster ever had, as he never went below an 84 with the rider on his back. So a little surprise there from American Gangster.
Yeah, I tell you what, that bull was rearing and getting up a little bit in the back end, but didn't have that snap like he did as a 4-year-old. That bull was really juicy, but just didn't have that intensity that we call it.
Another real nice bull rider coming up now. Bo Schroeder, one time to the National Finals Rodeo out of China, Texas. Where's Buck, the name of the bull?
Here's the nice little bull from Danny Reagan. This bull can be right there in that mid-80s when they ride him. They do a handful of times, and he'll buck them off if you stumble your toe. But here's one that they should ride, and a guy like Bo Schroeder that's been around and knows how to ride good bulls. He should make 8 on this one.
Bo Schroeder plagued with injuries last season. We'll see if he can put together a healthy 2014. ASC Bo getting ready in the chutes.
There's a left-handed guy coming out of a left-handed chute. You know, that way it opens on his left-hand side. Should put him to a slight advantage, especially if that bull goes out there and goes to the left. Get him started right. Having just a tad bit of trouble in the chute, but looks like he's fixing to get him gathered up. Little young bull of Danny's, he was talking about, you know, a lot of these 4-year-olds, he's trying to decide if they're going to stay on the truck or he's going to have to leave them home, and really giving him fits in there and wanting to start bucking before the chute opens. I give it to him, though. He's sticking in there, keeping his hand in the rope. You know, it frustrates him when those bulls move around a little bit and they jerk their hand out. He finally did right there, but
now he was keeping his hand in the rope. The bull was acting rank. He ended up not giving the bull a nod. When do you pull the trigger there and decide to give the nod? He had that very narrow window of opportunity, I think, and didn't take it.
Yeah, I tell you what, you know, as a bull rider, you got to be watching these bulls. If they give you a slight chance, you got to take it, especially this little guy when you know, in my opinion, it's only going to get worse. So as soon as that bull gives you just half a chance, I think you need to go. You know, guys like J.B. Mooney that call just the instant they're ready, you know, I applaud those guys, and I do give it to him. We're going to step over here. Looks like Kanan Asay.
Kanan Asay from Powell, Wyoming, Arctic Blizzard. Kanan, hard-working veteran, 5 times to the National Finals Rodeo. Had a score of 95.5 on a bull a few years back.
Here's a bull that was raised by the Shippies up north. This bull goes back to one called Secret Agent and also Ruby Red, a PBR bull a while back. Kind of long across there. That bull is really hard to ride. Finally gets in the spin, and once he gets in there, it's kind of nice. He's going to make a ride, and well, that bull gave me fits going out across there.
That's why he's a veteran. That's why he's been to the National Finals Rodeo, man. He had 3 trips and 1 there.
Well, I'll tell you what, that bull is hard to ride, kind of hop and skip and kind of dirty. Has some long jumps across there. You know, when those bulls go that far across there, it gets him bowed out right over there, but you never know when that 82 points, that'll move him into 2nd place, but when they're going so far across the pin, you don't know when they're going to turn back, and when they do, a lot of times it's kind of a little bit surprised, but he hangs in there, had a chance to get bucked off and pull himself back up there and made a really stout ride.
So Bo Schroeder getting ready to do it again out of China, Texas. Where's Buck? Bull acting a little rank in his chute. Bo had to get up and moved on to the next bull, but now pulling the bull rope and letting Bo go here.
I'm guessing this time he's probably going to try to take that chance if that bull gives it to him. You know, these little young bulls, they got such a hair trigger. They know they want to buck, but they hadn't been up and down the road enough to really understand the whole process. So a lot of times, as soon as they feel them bull riders, and them bull riders, you see them do it, they'll clamp down right before that chute opens, and them bulls, you know, gas them a little in the side, and they're ready to buck. So sometimes they buck in that chute there.
It just won't come back. You know what you call a boomerang that won't come back to you?
What do you call it, Rudy?
A stick.
So once again, same scenario here. Bull staying kind of calm in the chute when the rope was being pulled, not getting real rank again. This time he decides to pull the trigger.
Yeah, he got popped his hand out of the rope right there. Didn't even give that little bull a chance to start bucking. Nice little bull, had some snap to him, but I don't know exactly what happened. Looked like he's in good position. That bull, yeah, he did get kind of leaned back just a tad and pops his hand out of the rope right there. That's a shame because that was a really nice bull that he could have rode and been some good points and been right there in the money.
For a cowboy, man, that's just an aggravating night, having fits in the chute, then bull comes out and you just can't get it done. So no score there for Cannon. High score once again, still Tanner Bothwell, who was the first cowboy out with an 84.
Yeah, that bull could have. You never know if that bull bucked one time to shoot. Might have got his hand just a little bit loose in there and decided what's not going to get any better, so he called him, and he might not have had his hand set just right, and that's maybe why it popped out coming right around there.
Coming out next is going to be Dustin Bowen out of town in my neck of the woods in southeast Texas, Weiler, Texas. Bird in the Glass, the name of the bull.
This is a bull that Scotty Knapp had at Kearney, Nebraska. It was 88.5 on him. This bull is his daddy's called Little Darkness, which is out of the bull called the Darkness that we raised there several years back. You know, that bull's thrown a lot of good ones, and you know, some of these bulls that go down these rodeo trails that they don't really have the pedigrees on paper, and some of them do, and we'll try to get them to you as we can.
So young Dustin Bowen up next. 4 qualified rides in his first section, as well as a scorer and a re-ride bull.
Sky taping his wrap, just about ready to go right here. New Mexico cowboy.
How's the rowdies up top to the west side, okay?
Gives the nod.
Here we go, right around the left. That bull's a big, stout bull. Going to get him stretched out there. You know, a bull wasn't bucking just really hard, but big, stout bull. Scotty just let himself get back a little bit. And, you know, them big, stout bulls like that, you can't hang on, don't have enough power, especially when you get out of position. So that way Scotty could get back to the front on that bull.
So we're going to move on to the last bull of this section, last bull rider combination. This is the seasoned veteran Nate Perry out of Elk City, Oklahoma, on a bull named.
Danny Reagan got this pro card here last year and making a lot of miles and putting a lot of outs on these bulls. Really put a good set of bulls together here. Got a lot of rear and drop coming right around there, and he's sitting pretty right there. Pumping, trying to get back over there, switched up. That's going to be close by to go to the judges' sheets. And he tried to do a good job on that bull, turned back, you know, set him up there a little bit, but he made a good job coming around, just couldn't quite stay long enough. I don't know if they're going to give him mate or not.
Man, that bull changed direction, and I think he might have just hung on. We're just waiting on the judges.
That bull had a lot of rear, but then not the kick to follow up with it. And those bulls kind of hard to get by because you're trying to, you're getting out over them, and then you think that kick's going to come, and it doesn't. So it's kind of hard to get yourself set back up where you need to.
Man, that bull just turned on a dime on him, Jerry. He's leaning right, and the bull turned back left.
Yeah, I tell you what, it's almost like that bull felt him over there and thought, well, I'll change it up on you. Sure enough, got him down pretty quick.
So not a qualified ride there. Oh, 79 was a qualified ride, 79 for Nate Perry. So let's take a look at where we stand here, Jerry. We're looking at Tanner Bothwell, first cowboy out, 84. In second position, Cannon Assay with an 82. Cannon, nice ride there. 79 points for both Nate Perry as well as
Bo Hill there.
Bo Hill, and 75 for Caleb Sanderson. And the Canadian cowboy, Garrett Green, scored a 57, and we think he's going to elect to take a re-ride on that bull.
Yeah, you think surely so. It's only one section down. We've already got 6 qualified rides, so if he keeps that, he's definitely out of the money. So we'll see if later show where he comes back at.
So, Jerry, we're going to be ready to go to the second section, just a couple of minutes. Just like to keep on keeping our fans informed and learn everything they can learn about the buck and bull business. Well, most of the cowboys get here, they look at day sheet. A lot of them go to, on their cell phones, go to Pro Bull Stats to see how the bull is performed. And then a lot of them will eyeball a bull in the back pens. What happens when they eyeball a bull?
I'll tell you what, most things, you know, you're seeing kind of how big that bull is. Got to see where you need to set your rope, and like I say, your buddies kind of go look at them and see if they know anything about these guys. Like I say, they'll go to ProBullStats.com, but most of the time these guys been up down the road enough. Somebody that knows seen these bulls and give them a little game plan on what they need to do to get by them.
Let's talk a little about pro bull stats, because if you're involved in the industry, whether you're following cowboys or bulls or both, a lot of people go to Pro Bull Stats. Why don't you explain what that website is, because it's open to the general public. I mean, it's used by a lot of folks in the industry, but what kind of information can you get off Pro Bull Stats?
I'll tell you what, if you're interested in anything about bull riding and bull riders, then you can go to Pro Bull Stats, ran by Slade Long. He does a great job. I don't know how he keeps up with all the numbers, because there's just thousands of rodeos and bull ridings all over the country. And, you know, you can go search by the bull or the rider, either one, and it gives you every little possible detail you can imagine. You know, what percentage they ride against certain bulls, you know, right-handed, left-handed, on how good the bulls rank. And then as far as bull-wise too, you know, if you don't know a bull, you can go on there and say, hey, so-and-so, my buddy rode that bull and whatever rodeo down the road, and you call him and ask him about him, and pretty much anything you want to know about a bull or a rider, either one's going to be on Pro Bull Stats.
Yeah, that's ProBullStats.com, and that's certainly a labor of love, because the statistics kept on those bulls are as good as statistics kept in other sports, with certainly statisticians and websites and companies that have a lot deeper resources than ProBullStats.com.
Yeah, I tell you what, I wouldn't want that job. You know, you can also get on there, I'll tell you, they have a message board, kind of keep up with some of the news and happenings in the buck and bull world.
So, Jerry, why don't you know, we've done a number of futurity events early in the season where obviously there's one score, and that's the bull score. Why don't you explain to us the 50-50 split between rider and cowboy here to determine the final score?
Well, most of these futurities, like we've played so far on our season, you're talking about a futurity where you're only looking at the bull, and you've got 4 judges. Each one of them give 1 to 25 points, add up to 100 points. And here, most of these rodeos, you'll have 2 judges, and so each one's going to give 25 points to the bull rider and 25 points to the bull, so each get 50 points. And, you know, it's a lot like your futurities. You're judging the bull on a 1-25 system, but you also got to judge the bull rider, you know, decide if he's really in control the whole time, if he's getting out of hand. You know, that one ride, Nate Perry there at the end, kind of got out of shape and was right there, the whistle coming off, so those judges are going to dock him a little bit. In that case, the bull might have scored higher than the rider. Most of the time, if a guy makes 8, you're going to be at least even or above the bull, but it does happen sometimes if you're really out of shape and coming off there at the end, then your rider guy is going to be lower than your bull.
Once again, it's first of 2 big events we're covering this week. Saturday, we're going up north of Fort Worth to Decatur, Texas. Texas Buck and Bull Association Futurity and Bull Rider Derby, both taking place starting at 12:30 p.m. Central Time on Buck and Bull TV.
As I watch a little clown act in the arena right here.
We got gas. I'll get it out of here.
I'm getting tired of this.
I'll get it out of here the John Wayne way.
The John Wayne way? What's that?
I'm fixing to blow it, but
No, you're not.
The crowd entertained here, Jeff Bressler.
A lot of smoke, sparks. We got a little more light on us now. As you can see, we're in our announcing position here, right down below the crowd. You can see right behind us, we're in the reserve section. How big a crowd there is here in Mercedes, Texas. Once again, looking across the arena in the unreserved area, people just elbow to elbow. Get ready for an explosion. No, I guess not.
Yeah, I tell you what, they really come out to support this bull riding every year, and they got several days of rodeo afterwards, and good crowd, good atmosphere, and had a pretty good bull riding so far, Jeff.
Yeah, absolutely. I would say so, with 5 qualified rides in the first section.
Is the anticipation getting you, Jeff?
We keep on quieting down because we expect an explosion taking place here with the contract act that's in the arena right now. Let's take a look at the second section that we're going to be coming up upon in just a moment. Some seasoned veterans here: Aaron Pass, Clayton Foltine, Cody Campbell, that we were talking about a little earlier, and I didn't even jump when I heard that explosion.
I'm proud of you. Yeah, and bull-wise, too, look at some good bulls that Wipeout was talking about that J.B. Mooney rode at the finals for 92.5, I believe. He's the first bull out in this section, hopefully. So right off the bat, we're going to start with a bang. And You know, a guy named Jeff Askey's got this bull. I don't know if he's got enough to cover him. He's a young guy, but you never know. Some of these young guys come out of nowhere and make a ride on a top bull.
Jeff Askey, Tennessee cowboy. Decent cowboys coming out of Tennessee and the east side of the country. And as we said, we'll be in Pennsylvania for some Zebra Bull action. Those are mostly bull riders from the East Coast, as well as some good Midwest bull riders.
Yeah, we'll be excited to be covering our first Zebra event here coming up shortly. I believe April 22nd, somewhere around that weekend there. See Butch Kirby, one of the judges here, you know, the guy that made the NFR a lot of times, pretty much a legend in the rodeo world.
Flag girls out in the arena, and that means sponsorship acknowledgments in the start of section number 2. Jeff Askey getting things underway out of Marlin, Tennessee on that bull wipeout. Jeff, another hard-working veteran, 5 times to the, Jeff, right-hand cowboy coming up next. Cody Nance's state of Tennessee. And that bull Jerry's touting him, Wipeout, PBR final bull. United Pro Rodeo, stock contractor.
If you knew that it's going to be a 93.
United Pro, Danny Reagan putting together a good set of bulls that goes to rodeos, PBR events. Pretty much goes all over the country hauling these bulls. You know, when you go to that many rodeos, you know, nutrition and taking care of these bulls is really important. You know, people don't understand how much goes into taking care of these bulls. A lot of time and money. And
start of section 2.
He's starting to make a rider here. If he can stay in it, like Bull's got a lot of jumping kick spin. I think he's going to make 8 right there. Kind of throwing some spurs at him too right there. And really nice bull, good solid trip.
Probably have a new leader here, and certainly had a cowboy in Jeff Askey that gave that bull a tremendous second effort to get a covered ride.
I tell you what, that's why we watch a bull riding. It's exciting to see a guy that we hadn't heard a lot about yet come out and ride a really good bull. You know, that bull's really blowing the air, got the kick to follow up. He stays right there.
Wow, big 89 points, 89 points. That bumps Corey out, Tanner Bothwell out of the top, 89 points. Tanner had 84 points. So a tremendous bull ride for Jeff Askey. Corey Granger up next out of Zachary, Louisiana. He's on a bull named Surprise Package.
This is a nice little bull here. It's going to mark around 85, 86, usually when they ride him, unless he has one of the good days. This bull's been to a lot of PBR events. He's been out, he's been up and down the road. He should know the deal, should be a good bull. Bull rider's kind of catch right there. That bull's got a lot of snap and kick. You know, that bull rider just wasn't ready for how fast that bull's going to come around there. It lets him get himself out of position in a hurry.
Now, Jerry, how much information is shared amongst bull riders on bulls that guys have ridden in the past and another guy might have not gotten on?
I'll tell you what, you know, these bull riders are competing against each other, but more against the bull. So, you know, if your buddy's got a bull that you had and you're not going to hold back information just because you want to win that night. I mean, they're going to tell you everything you need to know to get by these bulls. That's why it's so hard for these bulls to go unridden, because once these guys have seen these bulls a handful of times, I mean, they pretty much figured out a game plan of what you need to know. And even if, say, I got bucked off last night a bull, I'm going to tell you the next day how I think you should get by him.
Dalen Duncan coming up next out of Ballard, Utah. He's on a bull named Connor's Pride.
Yeah, Connor's Danny Reagan's son named this bull after him here. Been a good solid bull up and down the road. Standing good and shoot, should be coming out any minute.
One of those bull riders right around that 30% mark in covering bulls that we were talking about a little earlier.
I'll tell you what, that guy's taking a stomp right there. He's lucky he had that helmet on. It could have got him a lot worse, but you know, the bull takes 2 big, good, long jumps out of there and gets him loosened up a little bit. And all that. The bull looked like he kind of wanted to go to the right, comes around the left, and shakes him up, and doesn't last long. We're out there. He's almost taking a shot and does take another shot. Good thing he didn't land exactly square on him. He could have been leaving here in an ambulance. Well, I'll tell you what, when you watch these bull runs week in, week out, there's so many close calls, Jeff. These helmets have saved a lot of them, but a lot of times they're just inches from taking a bad injury.
Straight pipe coming up next as the Bulls. Statesboro, Georgia's Michael Riggs Jr. is the cowboy.
Here's a young bull from Danny. He said he should be in the mid-80s if they ride him. Good, solid little bull. Trying to get the bull to look just right so he can come out there. His bull's kind of looking in the wrong position there. These guys will make everything just right. Now he's bucking up a little bit. He's probably going to have to take a repull. He got him pretty good in there. Those guys can really take a thrash in those chutes. I mean, they're solid steel and they don't move. And those bulls are big, stout, muscled up dudes, and it's not going to hurt them to buck around there. But those cowboys, they take a beating.
Let's take a look at the bullfighters, which we were discussing before, Jerry. What's the makeup of bullfighter? Are these a lot of guys that rode bulls? Are there guys specifically that say, I want to work the other side of the chute, I want to be a bullfighter and not a bull rider?
Yeah, I'll give some of them a hard time sometimes, say they're the guys that weren't as good riding bulls. But now you got a guy like Cody Webster, you know, that grew up that all he thought about was fighting bulls. And some of these guys, I mean, they just have a different mindset, different nerve to them. I mean, you got to have a lot of guts. Here we go right here. Nice little bull, kind of fakes left and goes back to right, and that's all it took to dump him off. Real neat little bull. I love how this little bull's made, short and stout and squatty. And gives that guy a hard fake to the left and comes around the right, and that's all it took to get him off there. Kind of throws that arm up there, already making, you know, when you're early in the only 2 jumps in, you're already making Hail Mary moves, throwing that arm plumb over your head. You know, it's never a good sign.
Jacksonville, Florida, for a Florida cowboy coming up next, David Hudson. He's on a bull named Shake and Bake.
Shake and Bake's another young little bull that I didn't find out much about. Danny brought him to show. You know, he says, hey, he's got to make it or not. Danny does a good job with these bulls. You know, they look good. These bulls are big, stout, got a lot of muscle tone to them.
David Hudson, a veteran, 30% bull rider, 90-point ride under his belt, 5-round wins.
Bull comes out backwards, gets him bad shot, and he's trying to make it around there, but he's down, having a little slow time getting up, but that's a snappy, nice little bull. About to get some bullfighters out here. Some muscled up little dude. You know, when these bulls come out backwards, even though it was into his hand, he was having a hard time making it around there and really getting himself strung out, having to throw some moves to this bull. So then when that bull goes back the other way, he doesn't have a chance. Looks like it kind of might have knocked him out a second there, but these bulls are so smart, Jeff. Even a young bull like this guy, he felt that guy loosened up. He knew all he had to do was take a step forward, come back the other way around, and he wasn't going to make the 8 on him.
Next rider up, 4-time National Finals Rodeo Qualifier, 23-round wins for Cheyenne, Wyoming's Seth Glauch. He's on a bull named Wide Glide. This should be a good matchup.
Yeah, I tell you what, this bull's, you know, Seth, I think, can easily get by this bull. Nice little bull, should go out there and go spinning. And I tell you what, Seth's been on a lot of bulls that go either way, switch it up, so he's going to be ready for whatever this bull throws at him.
So getting ready on set there. We're in the second of 3 sections. Jeff Askey started off this round with an 89-point covered ride. He's the leader, as again we mentioned earlier on in the program, if you weren't with us. No short round tonight, so you got to make it to the pay window and get that buckle as a pure bull score during the competition.
Yeah, you got to make it count when you can. Seth's known those really tall guys. He's got to make sure every move he makes is just right. If he gets a little bit out of sync, it's a lot harder for him to get it back around than a guy that's like 5'5", you know, like a little Aaron Pass or somebody. This guy's probably come in at 6'2". He's just got his arms long, and he's got to make a lot of moves to make them count.
Seth gives a nod.
Right there, he comes around right away from his hand. He's trying, he's getting around. Just got himself coming, raised up off that little bull a little bit. And, you know, when you're going away from your hand, if you get out of sync, get up off of him a little bit, it's really hard to make those corrections. And little short little bull, Like I say, Seth's a tall guy, so it's tough to make that combination. Kind of gives him a little fake, comes around there, and Seth kind of makes a corner out there. He's trying to move his hips there, but he gets in, then he gets out. You know, it's really hard once they get in that well to try to get back out of there, and especially when you're that tall, those moves you make, seems like they amplify them. It's, you go to move outside, and it moves you farther than you want to. When a guy like Seth draws a little bit short bull, that makes it even tougher on him.
Next coming up will be a bull rider named Reed Barker out of Comfort, Texas. He's on a bull named Latchman. Reed Barker, a few rodeo wins under his belt. Had 4 wins in 2010.
This bull's here one. If you look him up on Pro Bull Stats, he's going to be 20 and a half. That means, you know, if the bull rider rides him just right, he's going to be just above that 80 point. But if you can get a spur and make a good ride, he's going to be in the mid-80s.
So Reed Barker getting ready to go. 85-point bull ride on this bull last time out. Last time the bull competed.
There we go. Right down the right, he's got him a seat right there. The bull's kind of moving ahead a little bit. He's going to stick with him. Bull kind of tries to go the other way, but I mean, he had him a seat and he wasn't leaving there.
Man, that bull ride, Jerry, when that chute gate opened, that rider, that cowboy just had a lot of confidence. You just saw it in his grip. You saw it in his face.
I tell you what, he didn't come off that bull rope at all. He made every track that bull made, he was right there with you. You see that bull kind of not really just spinning, he's kind of taking a step ahead every once in a while. And sometimes I was sure enough giving them bull riders trouble, but just call out the score here.
82 points for Reed Barker, 82 points.
82 points, move him right in there. Kind of in the mix of things, be a tie for third right now.
Texoma, Oklahoma's Pancho Limas coming up next, and a bull with the bull named Bullpen.
Tell you, Pancho's a guy that's been around a long time. You know, he knows what this bull's going to do. Right here, big stout jump, big bull. He can stick with it. I'll tell you that those bulls like that, it's got them big jumps out there. If you get leaned back and rocked away from your hand, there's pretty much no way you're going to hang on the whole time. Moves it right away. He gets out of sync, gets into his hand, tipped outside that spin, and those bulls are that big and stout. You get a little bit away from the spin, especially tipped away from your hand there.
Man, size-wise, Jared, that was like chicken on a chain junior. That's a big bull.
I'll tell you what, that's a big dude right there. I saw him in the back pins earlier, and he's a good-looking bull.
Coming up next going to be Clayton Fultine, 2-time National Finals rodeo contestant, 1-time PBR finalist. Right around a 40% riding percentage for Clayton Fultine out of Winnie, Texas, over in East Texas near the Louisiana border. He's on a bull named Catman.
Yeah, I tell you what, Clayton's one of those guys that was going on the PBR tour a while and kind of hit a string of bad luck, a few injuries, and came over here to PRCA. He's really been riding good. Didn't have a good night tonight. That bull kind of had a little, almost like a little stumble there, come like fake to the right and then right back around the left. And, you know, Clayton be a right-handed guy and that bull come around to the left. It's kind of hard for him to stick with it. Wasn't so sure if that bull made a hard fake or kind of just stumbled just a tad, maybe a little bit of both, but that's all it took is about one jump to get Clayton on the ground. You know, that can happen to any guy, no matter how good these guys are, how good the bulls are. I mean, they can have an off night, and sure enough, Clayton did tonight.
Moving back over to the left-hand side, JT Pettit up next out of Odessa, Texas. He's on a bull named Comanche Moon.
Comanche Moon's a bull that's been around a long while. He goes back to bull, you might remember Deuces that was on the PBR tour a while back, and also Katie did. Goes back to the Freddie Cordell days when he's hauling PBR bulls, and this bull's comes from Four Season Barker, comes right around the right. Boy, he gets down the well right there. He was trying to hustle, get out of there, but that bull's just got way too much juice to be trying to get down that far in the well and come out of there. That bull left there really hard, follows that gate right around there, and boy, I tell you what, once he turns back, he's got a little bit of hold up to him. That guy got down over there, and there's no way he's coming out of there. It didn't last very long. Bullfighter's doing such a great job. Picked that bull up right there.
Oregon Cowboy coming up next. That is Cody Campbell out of Somerville, Oregon. The veteran Cody Campbell on a bull named Night Fury.
They rode this bull at the Belton PBR Turn Pro here a while back for 87 points, so I'm sure Cody's hoping he can get a score about like that and get in there in the leaderboard.
Cody Campbell, 3 PBR finals under his belt, 1 national finals rodeo, 33 career wins. So the seasoned veteran, the great Cody Campbell, riding percentage right around 40% coming up next.
Cody's one of those guys I thought really made a hand in the PBR, but just always plagued with injuries. Not so big, stout bull. Cody's going to have to hustle, get around there, and sure enough didn't. Got him rocked away from his hand. Another big, stout bull, and Cody made a few moves come back around there, but that bull went to the left, and he's a right-handed guy. Boy, it's sure hard to get back around there, and you can see every jump he gets a little loosened up, and then right there, that's all it took.
We're going to stay out on the West Coast. Cody Campbell from Somerville, Oregon. Next cowboy up is Sammy Matthews out of Springville, Colorado on the bull Blowing Smoke.
What to see what the story is on this bull. He was out at Fort Worth Rodeo 2 times. They gave him a re-ride both times. Looks like they've marked this bull really low, so I'm sure this probably on the cutting block.
California Cowboy Sammy Matthews hanging there,
he's sticking
boy.
right with him. I think he's going to make it right into his hand. He's hustling. I think they're going to give him 8 right there.
Just making the whistle.
Really good hustle ride. This bull comes right out there, gets into a nice little spin. Really gassy little bull, and that guy had to hustle every jump, Jeff. Well, that's an exciting ride right there. I mean, he was hustling. He was getting it. That bull was getting it.
Well, 78 points. Not a happy crowd.
No, they should have thought he should a little bit. But I tell you what, when them guys get loosened up, them judges sure docking them a lot tonight, and that was the case right here. But I tell you what, exciting to watch either way.
Coming up next out of Kaufman, Texas, Aaron Pass. Aaron Pass, a standout in PRCA, PBR Touring Pro, CBR earlier in the season was the CBR point leader. So Aaron Pass on Brown Sugar.
There's another bull that they marked really low, but like I said, the last bull, they gave him 2 rig rides in a row at Fort Worth, and then he comes out here and has a really nice little trip. I thought he should have been marked a little higher bull-wise, probably maybe than the 79, but nice little bull, and this bull should be right there about the same kind of score if he has his normal day. But
whoop, Brad Harris, not Aaron Pass, so we're out of sync again here. That was Brad Harris out of Winfield, Kansas on a bull named Omega. Aaron Pass was up next on the day sheet, though.
That's a big honky rodeo bull right there. He comes out of the gate, gets it right on to the right, makes short work of the bull rider, and then makes short work of the dummy out there in the arena. That bull's made really nice. Kind of looks like some of that Kiss genetics. He's on the hook right there. He comes around there. He's looking for somebody to get in the back pocket. Crowd enjoying the mannequin out there taking the hooking.
We got a little bit out of sequence here off our day sheet, so we're waiting to announce the next cowboy. It should be Taylor Toves out of Steenville, Texas, on a bull named.
I think they're going to go with Brad Harris right here, I believe. Big last bull. Hey, what? Just not much to it right there. Bull takes a couple of long jumps. He's going to get after bull rider and play rodeo. He's going to have to hustle and get out of here alive. Bull makes some good stout long jumps across there and gets him loosened up a little bit. Really smart little bull, goes away from the guy's hand, and that's all it took right there. You know, these guys get leaned back and bull turns back away from the hand. There's no way they make those moves to cut back across there.
Well, I tell you one thing, Jerry Hargis, nobody forced this crowd to be here tonight. They're just having a great time.
Well,
it's just a great atmosphere.
Watch a bullfighter making a few rounds right there. Got away scot-free.
Coming up next, this is indeed now Taylor Toves out of Steenville, Texas on the bull Tex-Mex.
There's another bull with a few low markings here from Lancaster Pro Rodeo. See what kind of day he has. Should be kind of rider-friendly bull, looks like.
Here's a boy that won the circuit finals in Texas in the 2012 Eagle Ride. Placed up in Denver, the Extreme Rapid City. Here's a bull.
This guy right here has been up and down the road, has some success. So.
Now let's watch this bull.
Little bitty bull. Boy, that bull really gets up there and kicks and gets him stretched out there in a hurry. Almost takes the dummy out again, but really nice little bitty guy. But I tell you what, this bull really kicks out there strong, comes right around there, gets him loosened up, and makes short work of him. Bull's really got a lot of rear coming around there. Nice kick to follow up.
I just wanted to mention, Jerry, we got two riders coming up here. Taylor Toves, another rider from Stephenville, Texas, as well as Caleb Sanderson coming from Stephenville, Texas. Now, many people call Stephenville, Texas, the cowboy capital of the world. Many people also call Banderas, Texas, the cowboy capital of the world. Which, Mr. Hargis, is the true cowboy capital of the world?
I tell you, it probably depends on where you live. I lived in Stephenville for several years, and if you're living there, I mean, everywhere you go in town, you go to McDonald's or the movies or wherever you go in town, you're liable to see a world champion show up. So, I mean, there's a ton of cowboys in Stephenville. It's a cowboy college. There's cowboys everywhere they go, and good ones at that. I'm sure if I lived in Bandera a few years, I'd be thinking the same thing.
Luke Hart coming up next out of Weatherford, Texas. He's on a bull named Strangehold. Luke Hart.
Strangehold from Lancaster Pro Rodeo. Nice little bull right there and left, kind of falls out there. Looks like he's got a little welly. He's going to have to.
Good effort.
I tell you what, just got back on the end of his arm a little bit. That bull kind of fooled him. He started out flat and then just got better as the ride goes on. So that guy, instead of hustling more, just lets himself get out of shape there. And well, he's giving that mannequin working over, but you know, he probably right here is thinking he's got this bull knocked out all day long. That bull kind of catches another gear right here and gets stronger, and he just lets himself get out of shape, get stretched back in the end of the arm, and the bull gets him tossed down right there. Good-looking little rodeo bull right there.
Coming up to the end of this section, a cowboy that both Jerry and myself are very familiar with and know very well. That's Ricky Aguiar out of Stephenville, Texas, on a bull named Starbuck.
Yeah, I tell you what, Ricky goes to a lot of these bull competitions where these guys pay an entry fee to bring their bulls, so they're going to bring the ranked ones, and Ricky goes to these deals all the time. So he's no stranger getting on ranked bulls. So I mean, no matter what this bull's going to throw at him, I'm sure he's going to try him hard no matter what.
Ricky Aguiar, a full-time student as well as being just about a full-time bull rider. Splits his time between education and bull riding. Ricky's ridden in a CBR, PBR, PRCA, Donnie Gay, pro bull riding.
Right around there, coming along. That bull's kind of going out across there. Finally, he tries to turn back. Boy, Ricky's got in a hustle every single jump. That bull's not one to turn back. Got him off right there at the whistle. We'll see if the judges give him a score, but that bull's really hard to track. I thought he was going to turn back. Ricky did a great job. Those bulls that go out across there are really tough to ride, hard to track, going back and forth. Big stout bull. Ricky does a great job with him.
Payne Auto Group replay showing you Ricky Aguiar as he covers his bull.
Bad part about that, no matter how good he is, unless they give him a re-ride, we'll see.
56, Jerry, with the option of a re-ride.
So knowing Ricky, I guarantee he's going to take a re-ride. I mean, he shows up to win first place, so he's going to take that re-ride and probably come out in the next section.
They've been really fiery. We make it even straight across. So if a guy is going to get another bull, he's going to get a good one.
Going back to the right-hand side.
Here's the board. Come up and
this is Garrett Green, the Canadian cowboy that was in the Canadian World Finals out of Meat Creek, Alberta, Canada. He got a 57 in a re-ride in the first section, so this is his re-ride bull to conclude section 2.
This re-ride should be Throbbing Robin, come from Box K cattle originally. Now hauling under, helping Pete Carr with fill his bullpen. King of Box K, is a great guy, super nice guy. Wins a lot of these competitions, CBR events, kind of goes to pretty much anywhere they'll send him. When it's PBR events, has some really good bulls at times. About getting ready to go as we watch little mutton busters getting ready to go during the intermission here. They're all standing here stretching, warmed up like the big guys.
Now we're in a covered arena, but I think the wind has changed directions because I'm starting to get a whiff of corn dogs, funnel cake. You getting that? That funnel cake.
It's killing me.
It's coming our way.
I show up to the state fair and I'm like a little kid. I want the roasted corn, the funnel cakes, everything they've got. I want to try one of them. My wife makes fun of me.
So Garrett Green up on his re-ride bull. That'll be, as I said, the end of section number 2.
A little bull kind of comes out across there, gives him one fake to right, then comes back left. Bull rider gets tipped over, just no chance today. Let himself get bull's kind of got a little bit of bounce going across there, and sure enough got him loosed up, and you always see him tipped in his hand already, and that bull goes the other way. He just had no chance. You know, guy gets off on his feet, you know, it's kind of frustrating to watch, you know. If you're going to pay your entry fee and show up, I mean, your head better hit the ground. You need to be trying a little bit harder than that. I mean, granted, he probably wasn't going to make the 8, but, I mean, try to get over there a little bit. The other bull is giving the crowd some entertainment. He's looking for somebody to hook, throws the dummy down, tries to hit the barrel. What I call a rodeo bull, Jeff.
I'd say so. So that concludes section number 2. Jeff Askey, who led off the section with an 89-point ride, your current leader. Tanner Bothwell with an 84 in second position. Third position, two-way tie here between Reed Barker out of Comfort, Texas, and Kenan Assay of Powell, Wyoming. So that's where we stand so far.
Well, that bull Wipeout sure lived up to his expectation. Gives him a 89-point score, leading the deal. He really nice bull, probably the best one we've seen out so far. Had a lot of jump and kick. Had some good bulls out in that last section, Jeff.
I think, you know, for a Division II PRCA Extreme Bull, we've seen some great bull action as well as great bull riding. So it's been a good show so far through these 2 sections.
Yeah, I tell you what, Mercedes, Texas, their fans showed up. Just a great event, great bull riders, great bulls. Seen a lot of action, getting ready, like I say, for the mutton busting here. It's always fun to watch these little guys get all strapped up and get on these little sheep and see if they're going to maybe be the future bull rider out there.
So we're going to take a break here between sections 2 and 3 as bringing the paneling in, and can only mean one thing: mutton busting.
Putting the little sheep to work.
We'll see if we can show you a little bit of mutton busting action.
Got the miniature preefer chutes. I love those little mini sheep chutes they bring out.
I think every fan and everybody in the back area all coming into the arena at once. Got a lot of action going on in the arena.
I'll tell you what, it's definitely a crowd favorite to see these little guys, see if they can make 6-8 seconds on these little sheep.
Now, your little son, Pace, you're going to have him doing mutton busting?
We're trying to shy him away from that. It's a bull rider. That's a tough way to go, I'll tell you what. You know, when you grow up going to these events your whole life, you see these guys just get mucked out all the time. You know, you don't want to see your little guy do that, but I guess if he really wants to, I'm sure Mama would probably try to persuade him otherwise, but little guys seem to have their mind of their own, and I'm sure if he wants to, he's going to do it.
And again, the arena here in Mercedes, Texas, just, you know, you could tell it's just a historic arena. You get the same kind of sense here, in a way, not exactly as intense as when you go like down to the George Paul Memorial in Del Rio, Texas, that has a tremendous amount of history. You sort of feel that same kind of history here.
I tell you what, anytime you've had a rodeo in town for this many years, the fans, they're going to have to support it to keep it coming every year, and they sure enough packed the house tonight.
Let's go take a quick look, Kara Hiles. We got the fan cam going. Let's take a look at some of the fans here in this big crowd in Mercedes, Texas. All enjoying themselves. Kara, why don't we shoot over to our other feed with the fan cam to just give everybody an idea of the size of the crowd here in Mercedes. HEB Plus bringing you the fan cam. Once again, we're in a break between the second and third section. 3 sections, no short round, so high score is going to collect the big payout at the pay window and the buckle. Jeff Askey out of Marlin, Tennessee, currently the leader with 89 points.
And it kind of changed how they do things on the PBR Extreme. This level here, they decide not to have a short go, so just you've got one shot to make it count. And I tell you what, right now Jeff Askey, he sure enough did on wipeout.
Now, Jerry Hargis, are you a waiver or a non-waiver? If they came up to you with the fan cam, I'm a non-waiver. I just would not wave.
Non-waiver. I'm going to act like I don't see the camera.
You would wave?
No, none.
Would you smile? I don't think I'd smile either.
I think I'd probably act like I don't know it's
You'd
there.
crack a smile. But Kara Hiles, who's at the keyboards here for us tonight, Kara would certainly.
She's a waiver.
Should give that big Texas National Bank mutton busting coming up. We'll be talking to you, but show you a little of the mutton busting also. It's always fun to show some mutton busting. Back to the old fan cam. I'd be like that woman sitting there probably. A little oblivious to the whole thing, having a good time, but not playing it up for the cameras. It's always great when you see someone's reaction when they first realize they're on camera.
Yeah. Got a little shock, a little, what should I do next?
Yeah, that's what Kara Hiles would do.
Yeah.
Want to thank our production crew. It's not an easy task putting these broadcasts together. We do them via satellite. I want to thank Kara Hiles, who's on a piece of television equipment called TriCaster that really runs the show. I want to thank Brian and Pamela Kerr. They're providing the production here for us tonight, the camera work, the fan cam, the instant replay. So thanks, Brian and Pamela, for all your hard work and making this show work for us.
Yeah, I tell you what, just a ton of work goes on behind the scenes before we can ever bring you a show. Spent all day setting it up. This first little woolly rider rides him all the way down the bend and takes a little spill there.
Now, you're Jerry Hargis. Sometimes you're critical of a rider, sometimes you're critical of a bull. You're not going to be critical of any of these kids that are riding, are you?
No,
not going to make any of them cry.
Let these guys have a good time and enjoy the little sheep riding. Well, little sheeps make some tracks across there. When these poor little guys let go, it's like wiping out. It's like jumping off a racehorse full blast.
I mean, how do you practice mutton busting at home?
Can't you just get on a sheep at the house?
I guess so. Let's watch the next mutton busting contestant.
Talking about being critical, it's during the breaks I look down and check my phone every once in a while and you get texts of people saying, quit being so hard on my bull.
You get nice texts though?
That one wasn't too nice. Yeah, I gotta understand, you know, you raise a bull, you want him to see it and go on and do good. Not every bull's gonna have his day and not every bull rider's gonna have his day, so not gonna cut him any slack.
You know, basically on Buck and Bull TV, our bread and butter is futurity bulls, which are 2-year-old bulls. We also cover some yearling bull action, 2-year-old bulls who, of course, compete with a dummy and mechanical box on their back as the mutton busting continues.
I'll tell you what, when they let go, they wipe out.
Buck kick, spin, intensity, degree of difficulties what those bulls are scored on. And Jerry, I just want to talk to you about the nature of bulls. You can see great 2-year-old futurity bulls that do not become rodeo bulls. You could see really great rodeo bulls that just did not do well when they had a dummy on their back as a 2-year-old.
That's definitely right. You know, in my opinion, it's just like human beings. You know, a lot of these guys, you might see a junior high football player that's just outstanding, you know, might have 500 yards rushing a game, but by the time he gets in high school, he slacks off a little bit, and then he gets out of college, and you never hear from him again. And then you've got a guy that may have sat on the bench the whole time in junior high, and then he gets high school, gets better, college gets better, and just keeps getting better as he goes. So, you know, a lot like these young bulls, they got the proven grounds as 2-year-olds, and you know, one thing I think might affect them is some of these guys go too hard too early with these young bulls and kind of burn them out before you ever get a chance. You know, like I'm sure you've seen it. A parent just really drill their kid. You know, they might be good at golf when they're 10, 12 years old, so their dad just drills them, and by the time they're 18, they're tired of it. So a lot like these little bulls.
Waiting on our next mutton busting contestant here. Hang on.
Big old sheepy right there.
Whoa! Side saddle.
He gets some hang now. Tough little guy right there. That little girl out there, she's hanging. Kara's looking at me like, what are you doing?
Fan favorite.
I wasn't paying attention. Kara's giving me the evil eye over here.
Now let me ask you this. If you were mutton busting, Jerry Hargis, and you had a good run on your sheep, would you wave to the crowd?
I might do a little waving at that age.
I think I would too. Do a little showmanship there.
Was another little
Whoa! Good run there.
Yeah, a lot of times at this age, you will see these girls ride a lot better than the guys do.
It's an 80-point mutton busting ride there.
Well, like I guarantee you, some of these little kids are good on sheep. Their dads probably push them as hard as they can, and by the time they're ready to get on big bulls, they might be tired of the whole rodeo scene.
It's one of the safetyman's daughters that just competed.
There we go. Got a little slow one right here. You got the luck of the draw right there, about to muck out the camera.
I think that's a re-ride sheep. Right into the pen.
Dang it. A tough little kid right there. Helmet comes off.
All right. 85 points. That was a re-ride sheep, though. He got off to a slow start, but I'd take the 85 in the buckle.
He's rubbing his head. I think he's wishing that helmet was stayed on. You know, good to see these kids wearing these helmets. They didn't get strapped down tight enough.
So that's the Texas National Bank mutton busting. That was fun to watch.
It's always a fan favorite than watching the mutton bust and see the little kids do their deal. We get the panels out, get the little sheep rounded up, and get ready for round 3.
So third round, the bull riding coming up momentarily. We're going to see that really hot, great young kid out of Oklahoma, Sage Steele Kimsey, coming up in this round, as well as the seasoned veteran Josh Cashel, Scotty Knapp coming up this round. So still some great buck and bull action coming up here in just a couple of minutes.
Yeah, I tell you what, and another one I'm looking at is Parker Brady. He's got that bull Half Nuts I was talking about earlier. He's out of a PRCA world champion bull called Buckeye, and this bull's doesn't have a lot of stats, shows up, but when he has showed up, that bull's really been bucking. One of the highest marked bulls we're going to see as far as what the judges have thought about him in the past.
Playing soccer, there's a lot of parents that are very committed to mutton busting and bringing their kids to various competitions and making everything work in the back pen area with the sheep. So,
yeah, I tell you what, some of those junior rodeos back home, you know, these parents that track these kids all over the country, try to get that series go buckle. And kids, I'm sure the parents probably have more fun than the kids do sometimes. They're just along for the ride.
So festivities between the second and third section just about coming to an end. Once again, we mentioned it several times, but if you're just joining us, no short round, so high score takes it all, and so far that's Jeff Askey out of Marlin, Tennessee, with an 89 off that bull wipeout.
That looks like Billy Jones's boy that won the sheep ride, and he's hauled bulls for a long time, goes to CBR, PRCA events, goes some PBR Touring Pro events. Billy Jones always has some good bulls trucking them down the road. Got bulls loaded, getting close to starting round 3 right here.
Bulls getting loaded to shoot, as Jerry Hargis saying. Flag riders coming out. Section number 3 ready to get underway. We're at the 75th annual Rio Grande Valley Livestock Show and Rodeo, PRCA Extreme Bulls Division 2. One of the famed Mayer family cowboys coming up here out of Timberlake, South Dakota. Rory on a bull named Slim Diddy will get things started on a left-hand delivery.
Slim Diddy should be a pretty nice bull. He's been around, kind of 21-point bull right there. Should be able to ride this guy, and may not be up in the high 90s, but you never know. His bull might have a good day, and if he puts a spur ride on him, and he sure enough could contend with that lead.
We'll be going to the leader of the Continental Championship of the World out of Strong City, Kansas. Say Steel Kinsey.
Well, change on here. Sage Steel Kimsey coming out first on the bull Yellow Wasp. Talk about a kid that's just got it locked in early in the season is certainly Sage Kimsey.
I tell you what, you love to see these young kids coming out and riding good. Shows you the future of the sport's going to be keep going strong, and this kid's going to make a hand and keep going while he's high. He's got a big stout bull, a big old high horn yellow bull.
He won more with the permit last year than anybody could imagine was enough to qualify for national finals, but he's an all-time rookie of the year.
70% rider percentage in 2014, so the 19-year-old hot as a pistol here. He works his bull rope.
He's one of the smaller guys. Looks like he's riding with a Brazilian-style bull rope, but drew one of the bigger bulls. It's funny, it seems like every time the small guys draw the big bulls, and the big guys like Bo Hill draw the little smaller bulls.
As he's heard my voice so many years, I don't know what it is. It gets his kid pumped up, and I'll get him going. Say Steel Kinsey.
Getting his wrap ready to go right here.
He's 19.
I got underwear at 19 years old.
Well, his daddy's dead with old age, so you know.
A little bit of difference in the Brazilian-style ropes. Pulls from the opposite hand to come across your hand. Kind of allows you to keep your hand further to the side and pulls you back across opposite of the American bull rope. Some guys like them, some guys don't. Kind of depends on your riding style. It may fit you better one way or the other, and Sage just looks like he's doing good with it.
All right, let's go. Shoot number 2, Prospect, the number 1 leader for the Continental Championship of the World. Say Kinsey, Strong City.
Looks like a bull standing good. Should be coming out any time.
Great shoot camera work. Appreciate that here tonight from Brian Kerr and crew. Working along with Buck and Bull TV.
Big step bull right around there away from his hand. He's going to have to hustle, get over there, doing a good job. Bull switch it up. He's got him stuck pretty good unless they call him for a slap right there. That bull almost kind of cut a trail a little bit, but looked like to me his free hand come over and touch the horn. We'll see if the judge is going to call it or let him get by with one. That was a big stout bull. He's having to hustle right around there. The bull makes a big move around his opposite way of his hand, and he's trying to have a cut across there. Luckily that bull kind of weakened right there and let him catch up, and then kind of goes back the other way, and he's sitting just right at a 75-point score.
Yeah, Sage got everything he could out of that bull, but unfortunately 75 to score for him. But talk about a kid that's locked in and in the zone. That is certainly Sage Kimsey. Rory Meyer coming up next out of Timberlake, South Dakota. Slim Diddy to bull.
Where these guys don't pick up points whether they ride or not. If you don't get a paycheck, you might as well have got a zero. So unfortunately for Sage, he's going to go home empty-handed.
Here is the youngest of the Meyer brothers, 26 years old.
Meyer brothers, you got 3 brothers riding on tour, and I'm sure it's pretty exciting going along riding with your brothers. I know it's enjoy working with my brother around the ranch, and if I was riding bulls like these guys, trucking up and down the road, it'd be good to have your brothers with you.
Rory, 26 years old, the youngest of the brothers. No, not tonight.
That bull comes right around there for whatever reason, gets him jerked down there, and has to reach down and slap that bull, and then he's off there. And the bull didn't look like he's really hard to ride, but didn't leave there good with him and reached down to touch him. That's all it was. Bull didn't even have to turn back to get him off there. You know, to me, that's kind of a bull you like to draw. Kind of slow, it kind of kicked out across there and just didn't take much and jerked him down over the hump.
Another bull going on the left-hand side, a bull named Real Deal. The rider, Ty Chandler out of Salina, Texas. Ty riding one bull in 2014, covering that bull, so see if you go 2 on the season here.
This bull Real Deal here, average judge score is about 20 points, so you know, it should be a mid-80s type bull, mid to low 80s. Lancaster Pro Rodeo bull right here.
Jerry, we were just on that shoot camera. We went off the shoot camera. I just wanted to talk to you about Cowboys' preferences. We're watching the hands now, going back to that shot. Talk to us a little about pulling the rope and the wrap that the Cowboy takes. And
yeah, I tell you what, you know, most of these guys, they want to keep their hand pretty close to the center of that bull. No matter which way they go, so kind of be set. You know, the longer, taller guys, they kind of tend sometimes to put that hand a little further down. It's got so much more room. This bull comes right out here. Big stout right around the crosshair, kind of bucks in the box. One of them bulls like that don't get into a tight spin and kind of moving across there and kind of bucking a box or a circle there. Well, it's sure hard to get by there, especially like him away from his hand. Bulls are moving forward. They're jerking you out of position, and you're trying to get your hips over there, and well, it just didn't work out too good for him. Bull's really stout coming across there, and when he's rearing, he's wanting to throw you to the outside of that spin, and he's needing to get to the inside. As big and strong as that bull was, it just wasn't happening.
So we can continue PRCA Extreme Bull Riding, sponsored by Cavender's here in Mercedes, Texas, as we move over to the right-hand side, where Josh Cashel out of Nunn, Colorado, should be the first competitor. Bull named Little Bighorn. Obviously, everybody knows Josh Cashel, 2-time PBR World Champion finalist, 1-time NFR finalist.
Well, I'll tell you what, Josh is a super nice guy. You know, talk to anybody, kind of a quiet guy, but I'll tell you what, he's one of those guys that's really friendly. Talk to his fans, talk to anybody when you have time. And this bull don't know a lot about him, so we'll have to see what he has here tonight. But Josh has been doing a great job with the PRCA rodeo, staying high in the rank there.
Josh also doing a little buck and bull training of his own out in the Nunn, Colorado area, just a little bit north of Denver. Had a bull in $1 million buck and bull championship preliminary round that he trained.
Yeah, definitely. That's 2 years in a row that 2 or 3 years now that Josh has had a bull, and that you know, it's a pretty smart idea for these guys that they realize that at some point in time they're going to have to retire from riding bulls and need something to follow up. And what better way to own bucking bulls and still be a part of rodeo, still be a part of bull rides and fraternities, and stay right in this atmosphere, and the same guys keep going. Like a guy like Mike White, you know, has made a great career so far after retiring of hauling and training these young bucking bulls.
Now let's just discuss that for a minute, because you talk about the great Mike White, former PRCA world champion, who's gone on to become a great, as you said, buck and bull trainer. Talking about Josh Cashel, Pistol Robinson, LJ Jenkins. There's a number of Cowboys training bulls now. Does being a great bull rider necessarily those skills transfer to being a good bull trainer?
No, not always, Jeff. I tell you what I've learned from a lot of these bull riders. They may go up and down the road all year long for year in and year out, but we'll watch this bull right here get right back to it. Kind of slow little bull, faced one way, goes back to the other, right into Josh's wheelhouse right there. He should make this bull all day long. It's not going to be very many points right here, but he does get one covered, and you know, he'll be lucky to get a check on that bull. Kind of a little smart old bull. He's got slow and doesn't buck him off too far away and want to get after him after it's over. But Josh made a good ride. But I would say get back to it. As you watch this replay here, that bull is just kind of too slow and too flat. When I say flat, he's not kicking up in the back end like he really needs to, and doesn't have a lot of gas. Josh made a real easy bull, and he's kind of asking for a reride here. We'll see if they 55 points. Yeah, he does get an option.
Yeah, that bull was flat, so Josh Cashel gets 55 points, but they'll roll another one in for him if he wants on a reride, which I'm sure he's going to take.
like you was asking earlier, not necessarily all the long-time bull riders don't always make good bull handlers. You know, they might show up to the rodeo, but they don't really see what's going on in the back pens. Some of the guys like an L.J. Jenkins really care about bulls, that they're going to go back out, check out, see what's going on, and see what it takes to get a bucking bull down the road.
Sean Hogg coming up next out of Gardendale, Texas. Real seasoned veteran here, 14 years on the circuit, one-time NFR qualifier, scored a 92-point ride in Houston. So he's on a bull named Big Cat. Sean Hogg.
Big Cat, this is a bull that's, his daddy's a bull called Jack Daniels Happy Hour that was on the PBR Tour. And then his granddaddy, this bull, is a bull named Grasshopper that was PRCA Bucking Bull of the Year that was raised by Daryl Hargis. Real good bull. Chandler Brown's 89.5 on him. See what he's got here tonight. Big, stout. Boy, that's a really nice bull. Gets him tipped away from his hand, and it doesn't take much of that bull to get him off there. And that's a veteran rodeo bull right there. As soon as he gets his guy off, he stops and walks out of the ring.
Veteran
like
rodeo bull, big old bull there, but nice kick. Wow.
I'll tell you what, he kind of fakes him out a little bit, kind of comes out there slow, but then, boy, he has a huge jump and kick, and sure enough, goes away for smart bull, really smart.
And he broke his neck in the regular national finals that year. You remember that?
You can tell these bulls have been up and down the road. You know, they work just as much as they have to. He did his 2 seconds of work, and he was done. He walked out of the arena. He knows the routine, knows the business. I wish I could work for 2 seconds and go back and get a pan full of grain.
Moving back to the left side, Sonny Murphy out of Steamville, Texas. Kubota, the name of the bull. Sonny Murphy I saw last summer at an event in Breckenridge, Colorado. Coming off a really bad neck injury, so we'll see how he does in 2014.
Well, those riders that go up and down the road, if they can keep themselves together physically, I mean, that's the big part of the game right there. Is they take such a wear and tear on the body week in, week out. You know, it's not like a football season where they just have a few weeks and they get an off season. I mean, these guys, it's 365 days a year.
One thing about Sonny that I don't really like is his injury involved his
back. He's not making any big moves, just the moves he needs to make that bull ride.
Sonny Murphy gets 76 points on Kubota. Bailey Warden coming up next out of Charleston, Texas. He's on a bull named Comanche.
Comanche's a bull that a guy named Cooper Davis was 88 points on Liberty, Texas. This bull right here raised by Terrell Sullivan. The guys has been in the bull business a while, raising some good young bulls always.
Bailey Warden placed here in Mercedes last year, getting off to a good start in 2014, right up about 60% in his rider percentage.
As watch a wrap you was talking about earlier, a lot of those guys stick that rope in between their pinky there when it's time to get off. Reach down and get that thing a lot easier, although it does help you hang up easier if you get off in the wrong spot. Bull's kind of leaning on just a tad. He's trying to push him over there with his legs to get ready. He looks like he's fixing to nod his head. That bull's kind of giving a little bit of fits in there. He's leaning on the backside, so he's having a hard time getting his leg down where he wants it to be. Big jump out there. It gets him rocked away from his hand, and you can see that coming. He wasn't going to last very long. I tell you what, that big bull's big, strong, long. Big first jump out there, it gets him rocked in right away. And you know, seeing a lot of these bulls go away from these guys' hands. They're smart bulls, rodeo veterans. I mean, they know what it takes, and there's no way he's going to make it around that corner after that second jump.
Jordan Lacey Spears out of Redding, California. Nashville is
the California bull rider coming up here, Jordan Wasey Spears out of Redding, California, on a bull named Nashville.
Nashville's a bull that came from Box K and Harrington Cattle Company partnership. This bull's average judge scores is 21.6, so if they ride this bull, they could be in the high 80s. This bull's been all over the country. He's been at PBR, CBR, Extreme Bulls. He's been at PRCA rodeos. I mean, this bull ought to kind of know the deal, and it should be a good bucking bull.
The Cowboy and Jordan Spears locked in pretty good early in the season, right around a 40% bull riding percentage.
Big, stout, spotted bull right here. Like I say, if he can ride this bull right here and makes a good ride and stays right in the middle the whole time, could possibly contend with that 89 points that Jeff Askey put up earlier on Wipeout.
Once again, Jeff Askey, point leader, as Jerry Hargis saying, with 89 points, 84 points for Tanner Bothwell, tied for third. Cannon Assay and Reed Barker.
I'm going to take a re-pull here. That bull's not laying down there. Usually these bulls that's been up and down the road as much as this bull has, they stand pretty good in the chute. This bull's got himself laid all the way down. Not sure why this bull's kind of having troubles right there, but they might roll him up a slide and try to go again. Billy Jones on the flank right here.
We might be going over to, no, I think we're going to just do the re-wrap here and go along. I thought maybe we'd be moving on to the next bull. Things winding down here in Section 3. So not a huge amount of cowboys left to try to challenge that 89-point ride of Jeff Askey.
He's going to really try to hustle up and get out of there quick. He knows this bull is going to be bad to lay, so he's going to try to get his wrap as soon as he can and not get out of there. He knows he's got a good bull that he can win on. You don't want to waste a good bull like this. Now, right out of the gate, snappy little bull, kind of has some little whip to him, and wants to draw him down over his head. Sure enough, did. A good little bucking bull right there.
Whoa,
Well, I'll tell you what, I think the clown hurt himself.
He got hurt worse with that 90 running into that than the bull.
I'll tell you what, that bullfighter is wide open and doesn't get his head turned around. See, this bull's got a lot of whip right there, and got kind of a little hop and skip in his spin right there. Kind of hard to ride, and sure enough gets him bowed out over there, gets him bounced up a little bit, and gets the bull rider down right there. Bull rider's doing a great job. Bullfighters, I tell you what, getting these bulls away from riders. See this guy right here didn't get his head turned and smacks right into the fence. Bull didn't even touch him, but he looked like
he's injured from running into the 90. I don't know.
Got a bloody nose from running into a fence himself, but I tell you, that's going to happen sometimes.
Another California cowboy, first bull coming out on the right-hand side. Dicey Vic from Escalon, California on the bull party bus.
Party bus, one of these young bulls hadn't been in a lot of places, so we'll have to kind of see what he does right here. It's hard to keep Jeff's attention with all these rodeo queens sitting right next to us.
I can't sign an autograph and hold a microphone. I'm sorry, ladies.
Well, bull gets a batter out right here. He might get a reride out there, probably gets him dump on his head. Bull kind of lunged forward and they opened the gate and the bull wasn't looking, so he comes out backwards, and be interested to see if the judge on the back of the chute gives this guy a reride. He doesn't foul him. It's pretty much the rider's fault right here. That bull kind of just standing there for whatever reason. That rider just gets down on the side, and when he turns back, there's just no chance of him getting back over there.
So no score, no re-ride there for Dicey Vic. Coming up next, Rockin' McDonald, a Mexican cowboy on a bull named Pegasus, Pete Carr Pro Rodeo.
Pegasus is one of those bulls that's right there at that 21.5, 86-point range right there. See what Rocky can do with him. I thought those judges made a great call right there. Just because the bull comes out backwards doesn't necessarily mean you get a re-ride. I know that bull rider's asking, he sure wanted one, but the bull came out backwards, but he was clean. It gave that guy every chance in the world to get around there, and he just didn't make it. Definitely have to do your job before the judges are going to offer you a re-ride.
So seasoned veteran Rocky McDonald ready to give the nod.
Well, I didn't last long right there. Rocky right there gets his chin up, and that's what a nice little stout little bull. Well, bull sure hurt himself right there. Hate to see a bull hurt himself like he did there. Try to get him out of the ring.
Yeah, that bull nailed himself on a metal fence around the metal panels around the arena, and he hurt that left rear leg. So unfortunate happening there at the end of the ride.
Oh man, I tell you what, you hate to see that. That's a good-looking bull right there. You sure enough hate to see that. And I tell you what, the rodeo industry has some of the best veterinarians in the country. A guy like Dr. Warner out of Elgin, Texas, these bulls, you know, sometimes make a decision on how bad it's going to be. Maybe those vets can fix him up. But
when bulls, Jerry, get to this level of being seasoned rodeo bulls, injuries are really very, very rare. You might go across the United States through another 1,000 to 2,000 bulls before another injury might pop up. For the most part, bulls hold themselves together pretty well when it comes to the injury department.
Yeah, you're right, Jeff. As when you're talking about rodeo bulls that are up this age, I mean, I don't even remember ever seeing one break his leg in this once they get to this age. But, you know, accidents do happen, and, you know, it's unfortunate. But
Parker Breeding, the bull rider right here.
That's that half nuts we're talking about. He's making a bull rider right there in his hand. The bull goes out the other way, and he's going to get him on the ground before 8. That's a smart little bull right there. He knew Parker had it stuck all over him in his hand. He takes one big jump across there, goes back the other way, and gets him loosened up, puts him on the ground. Well, that's a beautiful bull right there. It looks a lot like his daddy, that Buckeyes PRCA world champion. But see right here, Parker's tracking him. He's making him jump for jump. But he's really kind of having to make some bigger moves to get over there, and that bull kind of feels him. So then when he does go back the other way, Parker's already got his momentum going the other way, and really hard to get back over there on the bull that's bucking that hard. Those bulls that just stop on it down and go back the other way, and, you know, they got that long jump across there before they get back the other way. Really hard for them bull riders to change their whole momentum. They've been going 5 or 6 seconds one way and then go back the other. Just couldn't quite make it, but valiant effort right there on a really, really nice bull.
Coming up next is going to be Ty Wallace, Colorado cowboy out of Colbron, Colorado, on a bull named Poker Face.
Poker Face, there's a bull we've seen. That's a neat little bull. I've seen that bull go since he's 2 years old. He come up through the ranks. Box K hauled that bull for a long time. Has a lot of Raptor 7 breeding to him. But a really snappy little bull. Has been good since day one. Right there in the gate. I mean, he's an honest bull. He's going to buck hard every single time right there in the gate. The bull riders know what he's going to do. But you sure enough have to bring your A game to stepping on that bull.
Once again, Jeff Askey in the lead with 89 points. You want a cowboy that could probably challenge that 89-point lead and bump the leader? It's this guy, Scotty Knapp, out of Albuquerque, New Mexico, on a bull named Whirlaway tonight. Scotty Knapp, the seasoned veteran. Central Time on Buck and Bull TV. Texas Buck and Bull Association action this Saturday, Buck and Bull TV, 12:30 Central Time.
You see Caleb Sanderson in the background helping this guy out. Billy Jones on the flank. You know, these bull riders, they're a pretty tight-knit group. I mean, if anytime somebody's in a bind, needs help, they're going to jump in and help them out, whether it's pulling the rope, chesting them. Bull rider gets hung up, a lot of times they'll jump out there and help them out. But a lot of these guys are friends. You know, they travel up and down the road, and to make as many miles they do, and you got to have a lot of friends in a lot of places to, you know, it seems like when you're going up and down the road, you're always liable to get yourself in a bind, and there's always another bull rider there to help you out. Scotty Knapp getting ready to go.
Got Scotty Knapp, Cody Dollins, Sam Wyatt, Casey Huckabee, Garrett Smith, and I think 1 or 2 re-ride bulls, and that's all she wrote to try to challenge Jeff Askey's 89-point score.
Bull's kind of leaning on him just a tad. Lancaster Pro Rodeo bull right here. Just want to get him up. He's kind of leaning on him just a little. He's wanting to get that leg down there and get him set, so when he comes out there, he'll be ready to rock and roll. And right there to the left, nice little juicy little spinning bull. He's trying to get out of that well and didn't get it happen. I tell you what, that bull had a lot of snap. Kind of moving out just a little bit, just enough to drop Scotty down in that well right there. And really nice little bull.
Yeah, Scotty giving it everything he could, but
yeah, you're right, Jeff. I tell you what, Scotty was hustling, but right there, that bull had just enough of a hold to him that got him dropped down in there, and got him bowed out a little bit over him, and just a really, really nice bull right there.
So Scotty Knapp, no score as we move to Cody Dollins out of Waco, Texas. On the bull, Hokey Pokey, Pete Carr's classic pro rodeo.
At the PRCA rodeo in Rosenberg, Texas, Cody Till was 90 points on this bull right here. So here's the one that, if he does what he needs to do, this guy could get right there in that first place leaderboard.
Cody Dollins riding PRCA bulls for his third year here.
You show up to a big event like this and see a bull that they've been 90 on in the past, you know, you got to get excited and get yourself pumped up to make it 8 on these guys. Right there, fakes one way, goes back away. No chance at all. That bull's on the hook right there. He's going to get it. Can't believe that bull didn't go in. He got lucky right there, just kept running with it. But that bull, you can tell as soon as he come up, he threw that old head up and had them wicked-looking horns out there, and he's on the hunt for somebody. Oh, it makes him kind of hop and skip, fakes one way and goes back the other, and bull rider had no chance right there. That's a smart bull right there. See the bullfighter come across there. He's hoping to pick him up. 2 bullfighters tried to pick him up. That's a smart bull. He knew who he had lined out. He said, hey, that was the guy who was on my back trying to ride him. I'm going to line him out. And
now PBR rider Mike Lee, who's this season running around the entire arena when he covers the bull, he probably could outrun that bull.
I think so. You got to give it to those bullfighters. I tell you what, they tried. That's just some of those old season bulls. They're so smart and they know the routine. They know what the bullfighters are going to try to do what they call try to pick him up, shoot him between the bull and the rider, and that bull wasn't falling for it.
Bucking Nasty up next. Fitstone, Oklahoma Cowboys, Sam Wyatt aboard.
Sam's mom, Jan, they go to all these competitions and do a great job with these young bulls. Also, bull comes out of the left. He's going to have to hustle a little more than he did to get around that corner there. And those bulls that go away from his hand. Nice little bull. Could have been one to be some big points on, and Sam was hustling, trying to get across there, but every jump he gets a little more loosened up, and finally got him right there. Doing a good job. Just at first, you know, trying to get that arm staying right there, and then as further he goes, that arm gets a whipping behind him further, and what that does kind of throw them hips off, and especially when it's coming away from your hand, you get them hips thrown to the outside of the spin. That's about all she wrote.
Sam's mom is Jan Owen. I didn't know that.
Yeah, sure enough.
How do you like that? Some great people there, Jan and Dale Owen, as Jerry Hargis mentioned, bull trainers, contractors out on the futurity circuit. Casey Huckabee coming up next, Grand Saline, Texas, Packing Heat the bull.
Packing Heat, nice 21-point bull, nice little spinner right here. It should be. Another one's big, stout, muscled-up bulls. I tell you, a lot of these bulls at Billy's Hollins got a lot of muscle, and they can handle that road. You know, when you put these bulls on a trailer truck up and down the road, they sure enough need to be in shape, and he does a great job with them. A little kick right around there in his hand. Bull's really hard to ride right there when he kind of jumps in a circle and gets him leaning one way, thinks he's going to spin to the right around there, and takes a long jump away from him, gets him stretched out, and sure enough, when he goes back away from his hand, that he couldn't pack it around that corner there.
I like that bull. That's a nice little bull.
That's a really nice bull. I tell you what, you know, had a lot of jump, kick action. Moves forward really, like I say, when those bulls moving forward and bucking kind of like in a little circle right there, boy, they're hard to get by. Especially going away from hand. You know, if that bull kind of stayed into his hand right there, I think he might have kind of got around there a little better than he did, but it takes a little straightaway jump there, and that's about all it took to get him off.
Now, I see this is our last cowboy here. Then I think we have a couple of looking to see. We'll have at least one re-ride. This is Garrett Smith out of Rexburg, Idaho. He's on the bull Wreck-It Ralph.
I tell you, Wreck-It Ralph is going to have his best day that he's ever had to get a score good enough to get a paycheck. It was 86 one time on him at Liberty, but that was on his best day, and if you know, he's going to have that to get the pay window. But where it is, where you've got a couple of these high 90s, if he can't get in there, he can take him home a paycheck here at the last bull, the regular ride, and then a few re-rides. Another bull kind of leaning on him in the back. He's leaning on the chute side, which is definitely don't want to call with them leaning on the chute side. They can fall out of there and roll over on you and hurt you. But he's going to take his hand out of the rope, re-pull, try to get that bull set straight. A lot of these times, as soon as you sock that bull rope in them, they'll kind of lean a little bit, just getting prepared, you know, kind of like a runner getting in your stance there. These bulls kind of wad up in the back of the chute, getting ready, so then when they crack the gate, boy, they can really come across there and push off hard, and that's kind of what these little bulls want to do right here.
So getting ready for Garrett Smith here. Then I see Josh Koshel on the other side. He was eligible for a re-ride as well as Ricky Aguiar, and I see Ricky's feather in his hat there. I think that's Ricky's hat. So 2 re-rides will be coming up here after Garrett Smith, who was the last official contestant, and we'll get those re-ride bulls in and determine a winner. It's been a great night here in Mercedes, Texas. Jerry Hargis and myself just having a great time here with this big crowd and some really great bull riding as we're watching PRCA Extreme Bulls Division 2.
We'll still kind of want to lean on him just a little bit. He's sure enough wanting to make him stand right. I think he's pretty close. It could be able to, like I say, when they're on that gate side, you sure enough don't want to take any chances. If he was leaning on him just a little bit on the back, you could go ahead and go with that, but sure enough want him to get him set straight. And he probably knows, I'm sure he's looked at the rap sheet on this bull. I'm sure he knows that he's going to have his best days, so he's wanting him to stand really square. And I think he's getting to the point now that it's getting worse than better. These guys, sometimes they just got to toughen up, cowboy up, and nod your head. These bulls kind of get aggravated in there, and you know, the longer you go, sometimes, most of the time, the worse it gets. You know, this bull's sure enough not helping him out. And he's going to have to just sock his legs down there if he wants to get a chance at this bull. Just nod for him. Looks like right there to me he's giving him a shot. The only thing he's doing is squatting in the back of that box. But I tell you what,
I see the judge now saying, "Come on, let's get the knot going here."
Yeah, he's kind of giving it to him. But I mean,
judge is not happy, and I don't blame him.
And what you're looking at now, he's getting close to getting DQ'd right here.
I think the judge is going to DQ him. I mean, the judge was just getting more and more irate as he's sitting in the chute, and there was no reason he shouldn't have given a nod. Judge now jumping down off the chute, and it looks like this is going to be a DQ. So Garrett Smith getting DQ'd. The judge just walks away from him, doesn't even want to hear from him. So, and I don't blame him.
Yeah, I tell you what, you know, I mean, that bull wasn't giving you fits to start with, but then he kind of settled in there, and like I say, you just got to cowboy up, nod your head. And when those bulls are leaning in the back, you know, a lot of these guys don't want to call for them because, and the bull is going to be a slight advantage, but if you're a bull rider and you're tough enough, you think you can twist him, then, I mean, nod your head and let's go.
And I just tell you, the judge gave him, it was like 1, 2, 3. I give you 3 shots here to nod your head, and he just didn't do it. I think Josh Koshel is up first. Non-Colorado Cowboy getting his re-ride here. Had a 50. Well, we got Ricky going first. We'll see when they come out of the chute. It's either going to be Ricky Aguiar out of Steamville, Texas, 56 for that re-ride, or Josh Koshel, 55 on his bull, got a re-ride.
Bull trying to come out back with Josh Koshel right there. Nice little bull around the right to get him to tip out of his hand. Sure enough, he didn't make it. That's a bull kind of wants to play rodeo right there, going to hit the mannequin there. Josh started him a good ride, but that bull's away from his hand, and he just kept getting him a little bit further and further out there, and he was trying to hustle, but just couldn't quite make it. You see in the replay right here. Started around there good. I mean, got him bowed over, but he's trying to make a recovery, but then he kind of looks like he just looks out and checks out, so I don't know if he gave it 100% his best effort right there, but Josh has been one of those guys, been around a long time. He may just knew that there's no way he'd get around there. He said kind of checked out a little bit.
Really proud. Now, this re-ride stand is impressive. We've had the meat hands.
So this is the last bull and bull rider of the night. Ricky Aguiar out of Steamville, Texas, got a 56 on that Starbuck. His first out with the option for a re-ride, and Ricky taking out re-ride right now.
leaned back a little bit more than he needed to, and so when that bull made that left-hand turn, there's just no way he can make that corner. You see right there, he kind of gets his chin back, leans back, get that arm behind him, and you know Ricky was trying, but you know when the bull's that fast, and it's just hard to catch up on them kind of bulls. If you're into your hand, you kind of got the, you know, a little more advantage, and you might get away with that. But when the bull's spinning away from you and gets you lean back, and pretty much no way to, when you're starting off that bad, you can't catch up.
Now, I know we got the bull meathead in this shoot. I'm just wondering who this cowboy is, because I thought we had run the string on re-ride bulls that cowboys were eligible for, but I guess not.
Yeah, I was looking through this re-ride pin also. Every one of these bulls are good enough that they could get a shot at that 89. This bull's nice right there and left, gets a little rocked out there. Gets him loosened up, loses the bull rope right there, and puts a little too much strain on his riding hand and pops him out of there. Big stout bull right there. So he's the one to play rodeo with the cameraman right there. You know, on a big stout bull like that, you know, if you make one little slight error and kind of get bobbled a little bit, then the next jump, it gets you a little worse, and
Boy, Jerry Hargis, the re-ride bulls just keep on coming here.
Tell you what, they do. Looks like they're actually going to give one more shot here on the bull that was giving him problems in the chute earlier. We looked like the way the judge is getting on him, he might have DQ'd him, but we're going to come back right here to him and see if he's.
Yeah, this is Garrett Smith. I'm very, very surprised here that they're giving him a re-ride bull.
The bull's doing the exact same thing. You know, he's leaning in the back end, but in my opinion, it's not nearly bad enough for him not to want to call his head. I mean, you got to just call him right here. He's giving him a shot.
I mean, he should be given a nod. I don't know. Now the judge is getting on him again. He's looking up, and the judge is talking to him.
Yeah, I don't know. You know, I understand when that bull's leaning a little bit in the back end. You don't want him to stumble or anything coming out of there. But, and like I say, it's just a scenario where it's just going to keep getting worse. You know, he's trying to move that bull, and now he's going. Looks like he's going to unwrap again for about the third or fourth time here. I don't know how much more this judge is going to let him get away with that.
Judge talking now to Garrett Smith. They've been giving him every opportunity to try to qualify on a bull here tonight.
He's taking his rope off. I can't tell. I just wait and see what's going on right here on this.
He'll be surprised. Here's the boy that went to the national title by first and then been here $41,000 won at San Antonio alone. And man, he is the real deal.
Looking to see who's in the chute here now.
It's Josh Cashel again.
Yeah, announcing Josh Cashel, but I don't know why giving him another re-ride.
I mean, he got bucked off fair and square as far as I saw. Unless they thought he somehow fouled him coming out of the chute. I sure didn't see anything. We might go back and watch the replay and see, but Josh, big stout bull right around the left, fakes him and goes back to right, and surely won't get another re-ride for that one, but bull had a lot of kick coming across there, and Josh thought he was going to go around the left, kind of set over there a little bit, hit his hand, and that bull, he was a little too smart for that.
Whoa!
Josh was really planning for a big spin right there to the left, and that old smart rodeo bull just went back the other way, and Josh didn't have a chance to get back around there.
We'll see if we're going to give Garrett Smith another nod. Letting open in the chute number 2. So Garrett Smith will not be bucking tonight. So that concludes tonight's competition, and the winner, Jeff Askey out of Martin, Tennessee, with an 89-point ride. And Jerry Hargis, it's great to be able to broadcast in the middle of the week, a special Wednesday night show, and it was good bull riding. 10 bulls covered tonight, a really nice pen of bulls, and some cowboys with a lot of try.
Yeah, I was really excited to cover a PRCA Extreme Bulls for the first time this season on Buck and Bull TV, and had a great time. Great fans showed up, really kept the house rocking. Really good pen of bulls, some of the top riders in the PRCA going, and you know, for a Wednesday night, you can't get any better than this.
Yeah, it's just a good blend of a lot of seasoned, tough and ready cowboys, a lot of young studs. So it was really a good show, and thought the feature of the show might be Cody Teal, but Cody Teal just did not have a good go of it tonight.
Sure didn't. You know, everybody's going to have their off day, and got to hand it to Askew there, right there on the 89 points. And a young guy, look for him to have a long career, and we'll kind of have to watch for him in the future. But congratulations on that 89-point ride.
Put on the old specs here. So Jeff Askew, 89 points. Second place was Tanner Bothwell, first cowboy to ride his bull tonight. First cowboy added to chutes this evening, 84 points. Then tied with 82 points was Reed Barker out of Comfort, Texas. And I know we had another 82-point ride. That was Cannon Assay. So great night of bull riding here in Mercedes, Texas. If you're in the South Texas area, the 75th annual Rio Grande Valley Livestock Show and Rodeo continuing all this week, and I invite you all to come down. Just a really nice, relaxed family environment.
Definitely, Jeff. They got the fair going on, and like I say, family environment, great place to bring the kids and watch some good rodeo action the rest of the week.
So, Jerry Hargis, I'll be seeing you this Saturday in Decatur, Texas for the Texas Buck and Bull Association Futurity and Derby. So we'll see a Futurity and a little bull riding action up in Decatur this Saturday, 12:30 Central Time over Buck and Bull TV. So until Saturday, this is Jeff Bressler on behalf of Jerry Hargis and the full crew here, wishing you good night. Hope you